And we are live. If you're here for the match reaction, click the link in the video description. But we are live at the moment for Manchester United versus Leeds United. Watch along for it's not the US tour. I always get mixed up saying it's the US tour. For the Australia part of the tour at the moment, and a very, very big game for Manchester United today. I'm interested to see how we get on in this game, because Leeds United we won't be playing them next season, but they are a big rival of ours. And I think that, hopefully there's going to be some intensity. I think that it's the perfect time. I know some people are saying it's not the right time for the game. I think it's the perfect time for Manchester United to play this game, because you're not always fortunate enough that your second pre-season game is against somebody where it's going to be a packed-out stadium, and it's going to matter. So I'm very, very pleased with it. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that we are going to see, whether we'll say a vintage game of football from Manchester United is that's debatable, but whether we'll see a game that's competitive and both team wants to win, I think that is inevitable. So I'm looking forward to that. Some very interesting comments coming out from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which we'll talk about in a moment, but let's sort of have a look at the starting lineup. Interestingly, no De Gea and no Lukaku. Now Lukaku, maybe because we're going to sell Lukaku. I think Lukaku's going to go. I think we're all at this point, I don't know what you feel, but I would be very disappointed. And jokes. Thank you very much. He says De Gea is actually ill. That's why he's not starting. Yeah, I was going to say about De Gea. I'm not concerned about De Gea. I think he is going to sign that new contract. And, it's pre-season at the end of the day. You don't cry over players not starting, etc. So De Gea doesn't concern me. Lukaku not starting, I take it as a positive. Lukaku not in the squad, I take it as a positive. Because if he is part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plans, or there's any chance that he's staying, then he would have been involved in the last couple of games. So I think it's all about Inter Milan getting this deal over the line for him. And I'm looking forward to that deal being done with Lukaku. And I'm not, I know there's plonkers out there who liken him to, vintage Ronaldo and stuff like that. But he's just not a Manchester United player. I said it when we signed him. He's got no first touch. He's a flat track bully. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's not a Manchester United player, just as much as he's not an Arsenal player. Well, he actually probably is an Arsenal player, because they like hanging around 6th place. And so do we at the moment, and that's why Lukaku's probably done quite well. But he's not a top 4 striker. He hasn't got the prolific nature against the top 4 sides. And his first touch means that, you're stunted in the way that you want to build up and play football. So if you look at United's front three today, it's quite a similar team to the team that was in the second half last week. So, Romero's in goal. I think he started the first half last week. I can't remember. But Rojo's come in at left back. I don't think Luke Shaw is going to be risked. So we'll probably see Ashley Young at left back second half. Lindelof and Bailly, neither of those were involved. So that could be our first choice centre-back pairing at the moment, until Maguire comes in, fingers crossed. Wan-Bissaka, he started in the second half. Pogba, McTominay and Mata, they started in the second half. Greenwood and Rashford started in the second half. Daniel James didn't start in the second half. Gomez did start in the second half. So Daniel James. So is this Manchester United's best 11? No, it isn't. I'm not going to start saying it's that by any means, but it's probably, looking at who's not playing in that half. Marcial would be a first teamer for me, I would think. But the midfield three is where I look at it and go, this is the problem with Manchester United. Pogba, does he even want to be here? McTominay, is he going to be good enough? Mata, is he really still good enough? And who's the other midfielders? Matic and Pereira. We're massively weak in the midfield. Somebody messaged me just before I went live and said, this exposes how bad the squad is at Manchester United. It is a bad squad. It's one of the worst squads we've had in a long time. We've made 2 good signings with Daniel James and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and we have 2 or 3 really good, potentially top-class players in the team, but we're still woefully short, and that midfield is a big problem. Welcome to Aditya Sai Kalari. Welcome, mate. Much stronger lineup than I expected. What do you think, says Dijon? I think this is bordering on our strongest sort of lineup, to be honest. I'm happy that we've got Mason Greenwood in the team. I'm not over the moon that we're seeing Mason Greenwood on the right-hand side, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of putting players on the wing because you don't want to play them up front yet. I don't really think wingers... I think it suits some people. I think it suited Anthony Marcial. I think it suited Thierry Henry. But did Michael Owen get put on the wing? Did Wayne Rooney get put on the wing when they were bursting onto the scene? No, he's a striker, and Mason Greenwood's a striker. So trying to turn him into a right winger is is not the way for me. Roshak says that Ollie dislikes Marcial and Fred. Well, Marcial got a very big new contract at Manchester United, so I don't think that's necessarily the case. And Fred's not even there yet. He was on a plane last time I saw. Greetings from South Africa, says Emil Newman. Thanks everybody who's joining in for us today. It's a midday kickoff in the UK, which means it's an evening kickoff for most of Asia. But it's an early kickoff for most of America, isn't it? So wherever you are, we are live all the way through till full time. Match reaction. Flex is out there getting the fan cams. Last game in Australia, and then they're off to Singapore to play at the weekend against Inter Milan. So sad that we're coming towards the end of the Australian part. It's over before you blink and you miss it, don't you? But Flex has had a cracking time down there, and I think it's been a really good tour for Manchester United. We've done America for a couple of years, so it's great to get out there. And, you know, what I would say is I'll see you all in America next year, because I'm definitely going on the tour. Greetings from Dublin, says Matthew Larney. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can get to 502,000 subscribers today. It's ticking along lovely. It's 7 p.m. in Asia, says Tawanda. Why would Fernandes want to join this team, says Marco. Well, look, you know, I did Transfer Daily this morning. Manchester United have got to sign Bruno Fernandes. It doesn't really matter if Paul Pogba stays or not. Manchester United have got to sign Bruno Fernandes, because that midfield is just not good enough. And we can be as optimistic as we want to be in the transfer window. And we can be optimistic about next season. But reality bites, folks. We are not good enough to get in the top four, I don't think, at the moment. That team, when you take into account suspensions and, more importantly, injuries, that midfield and attack is just not good enough. And it won't be good enough. And to be honest with you, the big thing I would say, that's not a squad to rebuild with. Ollie can talk about patience and rebuild and youth, and I totally agree with that. I'm totally on board with patience and the rebuild, but that squad's not a rebuild squad. You can't pull the wool over the eyes, and Ollie knows this as well. If he goes into the new season with that squad, there's not enough potential quality in there to build a team. Pogba will be gone in a year, or he'll be a mercenary and get a new contract. Mata's going to be a year older very, very soon. Lingard actually isn't that young either, so I don't see that current squad, even if we're patient with it, is going to do anything, because it's not got enough quality in it. If it adds 2 or 3 more players to it, I think it does. Which brings me on to, let's just take this comment from Akil Kamal. He says, thoughts on Inter having sealed Barella? I thought he would have been a great signing for us. I really like Barella. Under my Barella. No, I do like Barella, midfielder from Cagliari. We were linked to him in January. Really good midfielder. But what I said at the time is, because I watch a lot of Italian football, that most Italian players that have potential will stay in Serie A. Look at Bernardeschi, Fiorentina, Juventus. There's countless players that have done this. There's very few talented young players that leave Serie A. Verratti's one that I can think of, and there's probably 1 or 2 others, but most of them will stay in Serie A. So him going to Inter doesn't surprise me, and he's a good player. Nice to see you on time today, says Christian. Thank you, boss. Good to see you. How come De Gea is not been to the tour game so far, says Marcus Herbert. So apparently De Gea is ill. That's why he's not involved. I'm totally relaxed on De Gea, by the way. I think that there is no concerns about him leaving or anything like that. We just wouldn't sell De Gea now. I mean, the concern with De Gea, I suppose, is that he might not sign a new contract, and then he ends up going for free, doesn't he? But I don't have any concerns with David De Gea at all. I think he's going to be a Manchester United player for a long time to come, and I think he'll sign a new contract. So yeah, I'm happy with the situation with David De Gea. That is the confirmed team news for you over there. So yeah, that is definitely the team news. Let me just whack a tweet out, because I've just realised I haven't done that. If everybody else could help me, actually, and share the video underneath, that would be magnificent. And make sure you're subscribing as well. So, but yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer made some interesting comments, not in the press conference. He did a few interviews yesterday, and essentially he's made some interesting comments about, we're hoping to bring 1 or 2 more players in, but if people leave, then we'd be looking to bring a few more in. So that is encouraging. And a lot of people took it negatively again, and I just think it's where you are at the moment as a United fan. Are you in a positive state of mind, or are you in a negative state of mind? Because as far as I'm concerned, somebody actually messaged me, because it's not the first time that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said, we hope to bring 1 or 2 players in. And somebody messaged me and said, actually, it's a figure of speech. It doesn't mean 1 or 2. It can mean like 4 or 5. It can mean 2 or 3. It's just a figure of speech. So I'm not too concerned about 1 or 2, because ultimately what I would say is, if it is only 1 or 2 signings for Manchester United, it's not enough. You can't just sign Harry Maguire or Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes. It isn't enough for Manchester United, so we'd need a lot more than that. Welcome to Sam Ameson, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Remember, you can become a member of the United Stand Members Club by clicking the join button if it's available in your country. You get a little badge next to your name every time you comment, and you also get access to Zane Scope's just done it. You don't get access to Zane Scope, he's just a member. I've just seen his badge next to his name. You also get access to the Manchester United exclusive emojis, of which somebody will start chucking stuff out now. Kickoff is in 27 minutes time. We'll be talking about the game in a moment, but let's just touch on what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said. So he said 1 or 2 signings to come in, but if people go, then they'll need to be replaced. So what I would say is, it's 3 weeks tomorrow that the transfer window closes, and we're talking about 1 or 2 signings and then people replacing and people going out the door. I just think United are going to have to really start to put their foot down very, very soon on this transfer window, because we are going to run out of time. That's effectively what's going to happen with the transfer window if we're not careful. So Manchester United need to move a lot quicker. I firmly believe that we will bring Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes in. There is a little bit of conflicting reports around Harry Maguire at the moment. As I said, and as I was told, United just need to go above £75 million and they'll get him. And I think he's worth that. Whether people think it's not or that's the case. And the same with Bruno Fernandes. They've just got to go above 55 million and they'll get him. And I think he's worth that as well. And to be honest with you, if we don't get Harry Maguire and we don't get Bruno Fernandes, I'll be very, very annoyed with the club, because I don't think we're spending the sort of money that this club should be spending. We're so far behind everybody else. You can see the likes of Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, they're spending money on top of success. We are miles behind and we are not spending enough money at the moment. So if we walk away from deals like Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire because we don't want to go above 55 million and 75 million respectively, we're idiots, because they are worth that in today's market, and I'm fed up with the club being run like a bloody bank. But at the moment, we don't need to go down that route because we don't know whether that's the case or not anyway. He also spoke about Alexis Sanchez, but let's take some of your questions for a minute. Mark Lindelof's birthday today, says Nihar Pandey. Happy birthday to Lindelof. We need to move Rojo and Darmian, says Aba Yahar. I mean, if Darmian survives another transfer window, I've got to say, I'll be absolutely smashed. I'll be absolutely amazed. Absolutely amazed, because he just can't do that. Like, share, subscribe, guys. We're on the road to 1 million, says Sophie. Yeah, we are on the road to 1 million. We've only just hit 500,000, but we are on the road to 1 million. So please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, United Stand, live every night at 8 o'clock. Transfer daily every morning at 7 a.m. We go live if there's any news. Every match we're live. Match reactions, fan cams, loads of stuff. Fantastic community. We had the celebration last night for 500,000. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And if you're only finding us now, do subscribe, because you're going to love the journey. That's what it's all about. Do you think Maguire, Longstaff and Fernandes is enough for top 4, says Trick Shots Only? I think that's a very good question. I mean, what do you lot think? Do you think it's enough for top 4, Manchester United, just bringing in Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire and what's his name? Sean Longstaff. I mean, Sean Longstaff, if Pogba stays, Sean Longstaff and Bruno Fernandes sort of replace Fellaini and Herrera in a pimped up way. They're better players. So yeah, that would be an improvement. I think with regards to Harry Maguire, he's better than anything that we've got. So that would be an improvement, yes. Do I think it's enough to get top 4? I would probably say, yes. I would probably say yes. I think it is enough to get top 4, because I don't think Chelsea are necessarily going to have a bad season, but they don't have Eden Hazard anymore. They've got a new manager and they've got a transfer ban. That's a pretty big hat trick of negativity for them. Arsenal are Arsenal, so I don't think they're a massive threat either. So I think the opportunity is there for United, and the reality is Wan-Bissaka makes us have a relevant right back instead of a crap one. Bruno Fernandes is better than Herrera. Sean Longstaff is probably better than, you know, a lot of the players that we've got at the moment, potentially. He's a potential signing. Same with Daniel James. And Harry Maguire is better than everything that we've got. So I would say that that is probably a good chance for us to... That would be... I tell you what, that would be a rebuild for me. That would be a rebuild that I can buy into. If we bring Daniel James, Sean Longstaff, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, those 5 signings into Manchester United this summer... Right, are we going to win the title? No. Are we going to fight for the title? No. But are those 5 signings with what we've got, is that a rebuild? Yes. Can I be patient with that? Yes. Can I be patient with just Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James and Harry Maguire? No. Where's the bloody midfield? Like, you can't be patient with that. So I would be content with those 5 signings if United can get them over the line. And it's not even an if. They have to get them over the line. Mark's deluded, says Adam Shaw. What for what? I genuinely think we can get top 4 if we bring in Harry Maguire, Sean Longstaff and Bruno Fernandes now. Why not? I'm not saying we're going to get 3rd. I'm not saying we're going to get 2nd, but we can definitely get 4th, and I don't think that's deluded. Have we got time to buy Neguez if Pogba goes, says Lucas Bowen. Look, we've got a good interview going up on the channel tomorrow with James Cooper from Sky. We don't normally do these sort of things, but Flex has been on the tour and there's a couple of journalists there that we listen to when they talk. So we've got him on the show tomorrow. He's talked about Pogba's situation, and without giving too much away, I don't know, like you said, I don't know whether we've got enough time to replace Paul Pogba. And maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's talking about that, but United, if Pogba's going, United have got to get his replacement in first. And Bruno, Adam Shaw says Bruno ain't coming 100 million%. Well, I disagree with you, mate. I'm 90% sure that he is coming. So the only way Bruno Fernandes doesn't come to United is if United screw it up. And of course that can happen. We've seen it with Perisic. But I was very sure that Perisic was coming to United, because when a player wants to come and a manager wants him, it's only down to the board to deliver the money. And we've had them fall through before, but I think it will happen. There's no news about Maguire at the moment. He did play yesterday for Leicester. I think a few people have jumped the gun early on this. And it's very interesting because there's a person on Twitter who I'm sure some of you follow who's been very accurate, who tweeted on Tuesday it was a done deal. And we sort of exchange direct messages every now and again. And a couple of weeks ago, he was asking me about Harry Maguire. And I said, I really think it's going to happen. His source has obviously told him it's a done deal. It clearly isn't a done deal. Like, it's not a done deal, because if it's a done deal, you can't say it's a done deal on Monday, Tuesday, and then he plays a pre-season game for Leicester on a Tuesday night. That's not a done deal. A done deal is like, we're waiting to do it publicly. We're waiting to announce it publicly. It's not a done deal when they're playing for Leicester in a pre-season game, because that's not a done deal. It isn't. I'm sorry. And if it happens and those people go, look, I told you so, I'm sorry, that's not a done deal. You're jumping the gun too soon. I'm sure it's going to happen, but it's not a done deal if he's playing pre-season games, because what if he'd got injured last night? Clearly not a done deal, because Manchester United would be like, why are you playing our player and getting him injured? I think it's close, but it's not a done deal yet. We should get rid of Jones, Smalling and Rowe. I mean, the encouraging thing, Brad Battersby, let me just say that, is that there's talk of Phil Jones being part of a deal, which would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? So, yeah, let's wait and see. A few people talking about the polo shirts. I've just seen Pereira and Wan-Bissaka in one as well. You can get your United Stand one. The link's in the video description. We've got our own little merchandise shop now. All of it's Adidas. So get in the link in the video description if you want to look cool in the summer. I'm not saying I look cool in it, but it is a nice polo shirt, which is why I'm wearing it today. It's a bit like I think when the season starts, I'll start wearing the proper football shirts. But, you know, it just feels a bit pre-season, doesn't it? A bit summery. Good morning, Mark. Congratulations on 500,000 subscribers, says the Cornish King 7. Sulav says Manchester United's transfer window is over. It is not. It is not. And I will apologise to every single one of you on August the 8th if I am wrong on this. But I have said all summer we will sign at least 4 players. We've only signed 2. And I'm not counting youth players. I'm talking 2 more big signings coming in for Manchester United. I don't think Maguire would be captain, Paul Corcoran. I don't think that would be the case. I'm struggling with my back a little bit today, so there will be a lot of standing up. I'm not standing up for the national anthem or anything like that. There'll be a little bump and grind because that helps with my lower back sciatica, and I am going to be sat around for a couple of hours. So You know, don't be offended. I don't need to do the hands, but yeah, I will be doing a few bits of stretching and that stuff like that. Let's talk about Alexis Sanchez then. This was the thing that just before I went to sleep last night bothered me the most. Please smash a like on the video, everyone. Let's see if we can get a couple of thousand likes before we're live. Make sure you're subscribing. We're getting closer to 502,000 subscribers. We've got Ngui Chu, who says, greetings from Singapore. See you, Manchester United there. Flex will be there. Flex is going to be there. Flex is going to be there in Singapore, and he's going to be there in Shanghai as well. So if you're over there, make sure you meet up with him. Mark's got the moves. Mark's got a bad back, to be honest with you. But Ollie said about Alexis Sanchez, there's still a good player there. It's my job and his job to find that. And to me, this was just a deflated feeling last night. After a great show with you lot, I read that quote and I was just like, oh. And I'm going to tell you what I think about the Alexis Sanchez situation, honestly. And if this turns around, fantastic, because it benefits United. But my feeling with Alexis Sanchez is this. It's well known he doesn't really want to be at the club. It's well known he's a divider in the dressing room because he's on ridiculous money compared to everybody else. So there's two negatives straight away. It's also well known he's never going to be the player he was at Arsenal again. He's lost a yard of place. He's on the decline. So we've got the Premier League's best paid player, who's half the player he was, who's not well liked in the dressing room, who doesn't really want to be at Manchester United, who's into his 30s, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got to implement him into the team. I mean, this is where I feel sorry for Solskjaer. He has got to use Alexis Sanchez when, realistically, he needs kicking out the club. He is, again, it's not a rebuild with Alexis Sanchez there. What it is Mr. I'm overpaid and you've got to play me on the left wing. And that's not a rebuild for Manchester United. Alexis Sanchez being part of our team next year is not a rebuild. And it's not Ollie's fault. It's not Ollie's fault. He's basically inherited a chain round his neck that could sink him. And I really feel that strongly about Alexis Sanchez. He's never going to be the player you think he's going to be. He's been here for 18 months and he's flopped on 400 grand a week. And I don't think he wants to be here. I don't think United want him to be here, but we can't get rid of him. I said this at the start of the summer. If Woodward got rid of Sanchez, I would think, wow, how do you get rid of a player that you want £30 million for and he's on 400 grand a week and he's crap? You just can't do it. No one's going to buy it. So we're stuck with a problem. But the problem with that problem is we're going to have to play that problem. And when you play that problem, you become a weaker team because of it. Because he's a selfish player. His final ball is ridiculously bad. He gives the ball away loads. He wanders into everybody else's place because he's got no discipline. I think he's a massive problem, Alexis Sanchez. But I also feel the chances of getting rid of him are very, very slim because we made the stupidest deal in the world. Jacob Schulzen says, word on why De Gea isn't in the squad. He's ill. Bye Sanchez, says Carmen. I genuinely think he's staying, and I think that's what Ollie is saying there. He's genuinely he's got a massive problem with him. I just hope Alexis Sanchez can contribute. And if I was manager at Manchester United and I'm being told he's not going anywhere and you're going to have to play him because he's probably contractually obliged to play. It's probably in his contract. Let's be honest here. You've all played FIFA and Football Manager, and a lot of those contracts and clauses are because they happen in real life. He is the best paid player in the Premier League. Do you think he hasn't got clauses in his contract that he's got to start so many games? He gets to play here. He's the number 7 of Manchester United. He's a massive problem who is going to be starting a lot of games next season. And I still think, as much as I want to be positive about United, we are still in a big, big grey area because we don't know who's coming in, we don't know who's going out, but what we do know is there's a number of players in that club who are going to be playing first team football next season who are not good enough. Ashley Young's still going to play some first team games. Phil Jones is still going to play first team games. Matic is going to play a lot of first team games. Alexis Sanchez is going to play a lot of first team games. And they're not good enough. They're not part of a rebuild, unfortunately. At least Alexis got nice dogs, says Archie. Yeah, I like the look of his dogs. Why don't we sign Thomas Messer? He's young, 6'4", he's a centre-back and he scored in the cup final last year. Would only cost 2 million, says Ashridge Double. Well, you're doing some good scouting there, Ashridge. I just think Manchester United will get Harry Maguire. I do, I really do. I don't think you can walk away from that deal when he wants to leave Leicester. Who's going to... somebody said to me this morning, we won't get Harry Maguire, we'll back away. Maybe we will, but what you've got to understand here is Man City will not spend 80 million on Harry Maguire. They just won't do it. Manchester United can and should. But if they don't, Harry Maguire is staying at Leicester. Is Harry Maguire going to be happy at 26 to stay at Leicester? He might be, but he might be a bit pissed off and say, look, that was my big opportunity. There was some quote last night on Twitter from a journalist who works close to Leicester who'd spoken to Brendan Rodgers. And Brendan Rodgers had basically said, I'm fully aware of the opportunity that Harry's got in front of him to go and play for one of the top, I suppose, 6 clubs, isn't it, with United. So I think Leicester are aware. I just think Leicester want a certain transfer fee, to be honest with you. Kazonde says, congratulations once more, Mark, and the United Stand crew and family over reach 500,000 subscribers. Looking forward to more. Thank you, mate. If you could sign any 2 players from any club in Europe, what players would you sign? And is this your last season on the United Stand? Says Mies the Gaming. Oh, that was just a throwaway comment. I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether it's my last season on the United Stand. Let's just say no at the moment. But you never know. You never know, do you? Marker are saying that United have put a £200 million price tag on Pogba, Victor Simonov. The issue with the Pogba, and I'll say this now, is if there is any negotiating going on, Pogba's gone. Pogba's gone. If there's any negotiating going on with Real Madrid and Manchester United, he's gone. Because that means there's negotiations. If there's no negotiations going on and it's just paper talk, and the more time passes, then he's probably going to stay. Okay. Would you rather use Marcus Rojo as a backup left back or Young during the season, excluding Delo for right back, says Rang Alate Graham. You know what? I'm going to shock a few people here. I would rather have Ashley Young as backup midfielder, backup left back, because I think Marcus Rojo is crap, absolutely crap. And at left back, he's a half decent centre back, but at left back he's atrocious. I saw him against, I can't remember what game it was at the end of the season. It might have been Huddersfield. He played left back and he was basically holding Lindelof's hand on the halfway line instead of getting forward. I don't think he has the ability to go to get forward. So no, for me, it's a big no. I do not want Marcus Rojo at Manchester United as a backup left back, to be honest. And Delo can do the job, as you quite rightly said. Don't think Wolves need to sign anyone to get past the qualifiers, says Sean Mullen. This is not a Wolves channel. Where even is Sanchez, says Ez Reagan. I think he joins up when we get back from tour because he played in the Copa America, so he's had 3 weeks off, hasn't he? This rebuild will take 3 years and that means in and out. So Sanchez could be here for 3 years, unfortunately, says Gary Byrne. It was against West Ham, says Ben Jones. Thank you. Bad team, Leeds to win 2-0, Roof and Bamford. I haven't seen the Leeds starting lineup, so if people want to get in the comments and tell me how strong the Leeds team is, because I know what I always say about this is, look, I may well be sat here presenting the show, but I've always said this, there's people in that live comments who have got encyclopedic knowledge about football, and I know I can ask you and we'll get it. So, look, let's talk about the game because we're only 10 minutes away from kickoff. I'm very excited about this game. There's loads of time to talk about transfers. There's loads of times to talk about what United are going to do next season, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it during the game. But this is an exciting game of football we've got in front of us. It's Manchester United versus Leeds United. Manchester United and Leeds United have got a massive rivalry. It's not Liverpool. It's not Liverpool level. But if Leeds could get back anywhere near our level, it would take over a rivalry with somebody like a Chelsea or an Arsenal. It's a big rivalry with Leeds. And Manchester United against Leeds in a pre-season game, in our second pre-season game, is massively, massively exciting. And as I look at the Optus Stadium there, I think, you know, Flex and Josh who've been in these games and all the United fans are there, they've just said the atmosphere has been amazing, and I can see it again. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely packed out again. Manchester United versus Leeds United. And what I want to see from this is a competitive element, and it will be. Because if Leeds can beat United, that'll be Leeds fans will be ecstatic. If we beat Leeds, we'll be like, oh, that's nice. But if Leeds can beat us, they'll bloody love that. Because we probably won't play Leeds next season unless we get them in the cup. So it's a big opportunity for Leeds, and it's a great opportunity for Manchester United to go through the gears a little bit. We've got, as I said, the Perth Glory game was good. It was the easiest one of the whole tour. It was the easiest one of the whole pre-season. Probably the Norway game might be a little bit easier, to be fair. But it's a massive game for Manchester United. And we've got Inter Milan and Spurs to come as well. So you've got to start moving up now. And yeah, let's do that. It's such a shame when you say something derogatory about me, isn't it? And I spot the comment and can block you myself. Jordan Such says, have you seen Huddersfield's new kit? I have. If you want to see my reaction to it on Twitter, I put a video up on my Twitter feed. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous kit from Paddy Power. Absolutely ridiculous. This will be a match, says Tommy Darko. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And as I say again, as we get closer to kick-off, the things I'm looking for today are, I mean, if I look at that starting lineup on the left, I mean, Wan-Bissaka, yeah, let's see what he's all about. McTominay, Pogba, definitely Greenwood and Daniel James and Rashford. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6 players I'm really excited about seeing there. I mean, Rojo, Mata, not really interested. Eric Bailly, I mean, I'm not really interested, to be honest. We need to buy a centre-back, and we need to buy a centre-back because we need somebody dominant in the air. If we come out of this pre-season and go, oh, actually, we've got loads of centre-back options, we're fine. We're in the same position we were last season at the back, where we'll be conceding goals from crosses and we won't be scoring goals from crosses. We need a dominant centre-back. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to the tactical setup that Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coaching staff implement. Because I want to see the press. I want to see us pressing high up the pitch. I want to see us moving the ball fast. I want to see an improvement from last season. And I think the warning signs will be out in abundance the minute we start seeing United looking lazy and moving the ball around slowly. I can forgive what happened at the last 2 months of the season if it was because it was fatigue. It's very hard to get the team playing the way you want to play with the intensity you want when you haven't had a pre-season with them. Ollie's got a pre-season now. I want to see that intensity coming through. I want to see the quick movement of the ball coming through. Let's see if we start to see that. Because if we don't, we're in big, big trouble. We've got to see Manchester United improve in the way that they're playing over the next few weeks, building up to that Chelsea game. We can't see the same pedestrian, lazy football because that isn't the way Ollie wants to play. And I don't think we will. I don't think we will. Bielsa effect, says Darren Walker. Is he actually there? And what is the Leeds side like? Can somebody tell me in the live comments? Why isn't De Gea playing? He's ill, Shiam. He's actually ill at the moment. And so there's no issue there. Lukaku's not playing because I think we're going to sell him. So yeah, Lukaku's looking like... I mean, look, what just very, very quickly, because we're still 5 minutes away from kickoff. What are your thoughts on the Lukaku situation? Because I'm very, very happy that he's going to go. I will just drop a little seed in your mind. If Lukaku goes for 60 million and we only spend 150, that is an absolute shower of crap. If we only spend net £100 million this summer, I think the Glazers out movement and everything like that needs to kick off properly in the new season, which is when it should have kicked off. You cannot be Manchester United, the 6th best club in England in the Europa League, and not spend more than £200 million. You just can't. You've got to go more than that. So let's see what happens. Welcome to Alex Lown, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Remember, you can join by clicking the join button. You get a little button. You get a little badge next to your name, which changes every month, you remember. You get access to our emojis and a load of other stuff that's coming up over the next few weeks. And also make sure you subscribe. We're only 100 subscribers away from 502,000 subscribers. And make sure you're clicking your bell on as well. Lots and lots to get involved with. Manchester United. And somebody just said there, who was it? McCarthy says it would be a disgrace if we only spend around £100 million net. I agree with you, mate. I do agree with you. So, we can't live stream the game on here. That's not how it works. But we will be keeping you up to date with what's going on. I'm worried City are back in for Maguire, says Sam. I don't think City have got the money. I think if City outbid us, they'll get Maguire, but I don't think City will want to go to the price that everybody else wants to go to. Make sure you smash a like on the video, everybody. We normally have 2,000 likes at this point. We've only got 995. People are probably a little bit tired. We've had a super chat come in from Andrew LP. He says, I feel like midfield is very similar to how United will play next season. Mata being Bruno. Yeah, I don't actually think that I've got that midfield three right. I think McTominay sits and Pogba and Mata will be a little bit more advanced. But maybe I've got it right. Maybe it is Pogba and McTominay sitting with Mata more advanced. So, yeah, we'll see. The match is about to start in about 3 minutes' time, Emmanuel Imanscu. In fact, I need to get the timer going for you all. If I can remember where it is. Yes, I can. So we're looking good with the graphics. We're looking good with the starting lineup for now. I'll have to change that at half-time, of course. We will change the team for you at half-time. It is 0-0. The timer is ready to go. You're all ready to go. We're all ready to go. Are Manchester United ready to go? Let's see if they're ready to go. We're getting ready to go. Are you ready? I'm ready. And Murray Hertz has smashed the like button. Praise me like I deserve. There you go. We'll give you some praise, Murray. You've hit the like button. Well done. And Elio says, no, Mark, you've actually got the formation right. To be honest, I think I probably have, haven't I? I think I probably have. That's not the 4-3-3 I like, though. I don't like two midfielders sitting. I like one to sit with two more advanced, like we did with Matic sitting, Herrera to the right and Pogba to the left. But maybe this is the way Ollie wants to do his 4-3-3. So, yeah. I'm ready, babe, says Murray Hertz. You've had another shout out. Let's go, says Kevin Wendell Crumb. We are getting close. Oh, we're getting close. So, let's go, let's go. On a big world adventure. Where have I got that from? I think that's bloody me watching Thomas the Tank Engine with Seb. Let's go, let's go. It is. It is. It bloody is. It is. So, Wednesday lunchtime football. It can only be pre-season or a World Cup or the Euros. You just can't. You don't get football at this time, and it's a novelty. I know. I must say, I always like the tour. I always like the tour, whether it's America and we're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or it's out there in Australia or Asia, and you know you're doing it at midday. All the games I think are midday, so lots and lots and lots to get excited about. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and I tell you what, just before kick off, let us all know in the live comments, so we can all be nosy, not just me. Let us all know in the live comments where you're watching from. They're doing a little bit. The players aren't even actually out yet, so it won't be kicking off at 12 o'clock. This happens on every tour. You think it's going to kick off at on the dot, and it never does. They do fireworks and shit, and it's normally about 5 past by the time it happens. Score prediction, a few people are saying. So my score prediction, I'm going to go Manchester United to win 2-1. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Manchester United. What are you lot going for, and where are you watching from? I'm most excited to see Daniel James, Mason Greenwood, if I'm totally honest with you. I like Wan-Bissaka, but I know he's going to be a good player, and I don't get excited about right backs, to be honest with you. I get excited about flair players, and flair players are Greenwood and James, and hopefully Rashford can smash a couple of goals in. We've got people watching from India and Wales, New Jersey, Michael Lavelle, he says it's 7 a.m. Manchester Airport, says Brian Hughes. Where are you going? I'm off on my holidays in a few weeks. Cannot wait. Get me back to those Majorcan beaches and aggressive fruit sellers. Can't bloody wait. South Africa, says Rian Wari. India, says Anuj. I'm from Ireland, says Callum O'Regan. Kent Beer Reviews says, I love the channel, and I'd like to watch your beer reviews, Kent Beer Reviews. 2-0 to United, says Robert Kellum. France 2-2, says Andrew Bruce. 3-2, hopefully a good game, says Legendary Toast. This is a proper game. This is a proper, pre-season games are tough, but this is a proper pre-season game because it's got a rivalry element to it. I would actually go as far as to say this is the most competitive game we've got on the tour. Inter Milan and Spurs should be tougher games because of the quality levels, but Leeds, Manchester United has got the bigger rivalry. And let's not forget, Spurs will be a tough game because they'll be their pre-season will be as far along as ours is. But let's not forget, like when we play Real Madrid and Barcelona in America in the past, we've been like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of them in the pre-season, so that can tell. And I'm not convinced Inter Milan have been back pre-season training as long as we have. Maybe somebody can correct me that. So we might be further along with Inter Milan. Seydou's watching it in Gambia, West Africa. Nasir Halma is in Singapore. It's LA for Casey Gale, and it's 4 a.m. Kenya, says Kevin Muna. Wolves are currently beating Newcastle 3-0, says Luke Ainsworth. And why can't the journos ever ask Woodward questions, says Getting Jiggy with it? Because he would get exposed, probably. Steph Chadwick says, I think Woodward is stalling so that he doesn't have to get anyone else in past Maguire and possibly Fernandes. It's excitement management yanks out. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, we've got to get those 2 players in. We've got to get those 2 players in. Oh, Daniel Murray's at Euston Station. I know it well. Kit's looking fresh, says Matthew Larney. Yep. It doesn't seem to suit Pogba, though, does it? At least we'll get... I'll tell you what, that's a good thing. At least we'll get a load of nice pictures of United players in the new kit, because the new kit's been out, but we haven't really seen the players in the new kit. So that's always a good thing, getting a load of pictures. Sunderland, says Adam Jewell. Atlanta, says HK Music. I'm watching it at home, says James Plays. Madagascar, says Rab Zed. You know what? The United Stand effectively, and always has been, is the biggest... is the worldwide channel, isn't it? We get so many people watching from all over the world, and you're all very, very welcome. Very welcome indeed. And make sure you subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, the United Stand live every Manchester United match, live every night at 8 o'clock, live every morning at 7 a.m. for Transfer Daily, live anytime there's any big Manchester United news. I'm just watching some Australian traditional dancing. I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit scared. I'm glad you're all with me, because that shit's scaring me. I'm sure it's very traditional and great, but it's making me feel a bit frightened. So I'm glad I've got some company, because, yeah, I'm not going in for that. I'm not going in for that. Greenwood's number is 26 now. Yeah, I don't know whether the squad numbers have actually been released properly yet, but we do need to update our squad numbers because some of them are a little bit incorrect. But we need to update the kits anyway. We're just using the old stuff for the tour. For the start of the season, we'll have new kits and everything sorted out. So don't worry about that. Sebastian Anderson's from Norway. Brad loves the daily videos. Maldives for Nabil Hassan. Dublin, says Mum, get me some cornflakes. Yes, good old Dublin. Dublin town. Some people might say my life is in a mess, so I'm so happy. So we've got all these dancers dancing in front of Manchester United players at the moment, which is... I'd wish it was me. Imagine that, me just dancing in front of the United players before they kick off with a few beers inside. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Right. Computers froze. Stop freezing, computer. There we go. So we've not kicked off yet. We are now at 5 past the kickoff time, but this happens a hell of a lot on the tour games. We've been doing this for a few years now, and it all rings a bell as to what happens with these sort of things. This is how it feels to be lonely. Oh, this is how it feels to be small. Okay, so we're getting closer to kick-off now. My score prediction is going to be 2-1. I'm very excited to see Mason Greenwood. I'm very excited to see... who else am I excited to see? Definitely Daniel James, of course. Definitely excited to see him. And... Who else? Wan-Bissaka, of course. To be honest with you, I'm interested to see Scott McTominay as well. How he starts to get on in a Manchester United shirt, if I'm honest. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, come on. Tell you what, I hope that we are still live, because my computer has just gone really, really slow, which is why you can tell I've gone a little bit slow here. Kiss my arse. No, we're all right. We're still streaming, which is good. So we're getting close to kick-off now. I'm just about to sort that out. Oh my God, what a horrible mental image that is of you dancing like these guys are, says Final Frontier. Yeah, it'd be a good laugh. And Metal Music Reviews, it's all fine having flair and fluid attacking excitement, but I'm looking for execution of opportunities to build confidence. Manchester United 3, Leeds 1, says Metal Music Reviews. And I tell you what, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that is... We've got to create more chances. I don't think as a club we do create enough chances. So let's go, let's go. Right, I've got a timer ready. Ollie's sat there. Let me have a little back stretch. If you're late, if you're early, if you've not seen me do this before, you're probably shocked. I have got a bad back today, and if I don't get up every few minutes and stretch it out, I'm going to be in agony. Thanks for the contribution, James Hillman. Yeah, that'll help as well, James. I'll just stretch down there. That super chat's great. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, and loads of content. Flex is out there. We'll have fan cams going up as well. I loved those fan cams after the Perth Glory game. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The opinions, why wouldn't they be as good as anybody else's? But they really were. Some really cracking opinions on Paul Pogba, Lukaku, who we need to bring in. So yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. And we are about to kick off. I'm going to sort out the timer as it starts for you. We got it covered here. And if you want to get your United Stand polo shirts, links in the video description. We got them available in navy blue and black. Look good this summer. And look, that like button's just took my head off. I need to duck. Get out my way. There we go. Come on then. Let's kick it off. Anybody know anything about this Leeds team? I don't know whether it's good or not. I really feel a little bit ignorant, but I tend to do that on pre-season. I don't take any notice. I know Bamford, but I don't take any notice of the opposition because I'm like, this is pre-season. I'm not going to go that deep. It's not that deep. But we're about to kick off. Come on, kick ball off. Kick game off, Leeds. Let's go. Let's go, Leeds. Come on, Leeds. He's gone. He's kicked it off, and we're off. And the timer's working as well. We've had a super chat coming in here from Jamie Wanshwish, who says, I know he turned us down once already, but any chance we would want to go after Upamecano? I think with regards to centre-backs, we're in for Maguire. And at the moment, that's what we're doing. We're in for Maguire. So, yeah. Leeds with the ball at the moment. And obviously, Leeds play a good brand of football. They do play a good brand of football under Bielsa-Bush. And a longer ball there, which Romero will pick up. And he must have been offside. Leeds, very unfortunate not to get promoted, actually. They got into the playoffs, didn't they? And to me, Leeds were one of the best teams in the Championship. They just faded. It's a long season, 46 games in the Championship. And they just faded, I think. And, they're looking to go up this season. Poor ball forward by Eric Bailly there, but Mata trying to pick it up. And Leeds penned in a little bit at the moment, but it'll be a throw into Manchester United. Chipped balls to Mata, says Paul Robinson, exactly. Get it on ground. Get it on the ground. Which they're doing at the moment. Here's Pogba. Backwards pass to Lindelof. You've got it. Lindelof bringing it out from the back. That's good. That commits players. Keep going. He's gone into space. Shoot, Lindelof. Oh, why didn't you shoot? It was there. Oh, he's hit the post. Rashford, though. Out of nothing. Rashford hits the post. Lindelof driving forward to the edge of the box. I think he should have shot. Gives it to Rashford, who's got 2 or 3 players around him. Hits it low. Hits the post. That is encouraging from Rashford because we saw a good finish against Perth Glory, and there we've seen a very accurate finish again. It's not accurate enough to go in, it's hit the post, but it shows Rashford, being clinical there, and he's hit the post. So brilliant driving run forward from Lindelof. Rashford hits the post. Should be 1-0. Good stuff. This actually looks like United's best team at the moment, makes them much more interesting, says Royalty. And here we're coming forward again with Daniel James. He'll be used to playing Championship opposition. Gets it into Greenwood, whose first touch is bad. Be nice to see Greenwood score today. I think he's shown so much talent, but he just needs to put the ball in the back of the net. Murphy, 10-26, 100% will Leeds get promoted this season. But a good start. And as I said, For those people who don't believe me, there is an intensity and speed to this game that is an absolute joy to watch. So a good fast start by both sides, which is what we want to see. Good stuff from Manchester United, who are dictating the play a lot here. And it is Pogba and McTominay who is sitting. At the moment, Greenwood's gone up through the middle. It's Rashford who's dropped off. Daniel James coming inside to Mata. Ooh, nearly putting Daniel James in. What a ball that was by Mata. I'll tell you what, if we play Mata in this more central position, that's where he's going to cause the most damage for United. Louis Brandon Burns says he's watching the match with the fruit seller in Mallorca. Imagine. But it's all United at the moment, possession-wise. And it's good to see Lindelof bringing the ball forward like that. I think that's really something that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants in his back four. He wants ballers who can bring the ball out. Because in the modern game, or in any, I'm not even saying in the modern game in the last 5 years, it's always been the case. Players positionally pick up their men. If a defender brings the ball out, someone's got to go to that ball, which means they leave their man, which creates space. And if they don't leave their man, Lindelof will run into the space. So it's very important to have players in your defence, especially centre-backs, who can bring the ball out from the back. And Lindelof certainly can do that. And it was a very good run. And Manchester United hit the post. But we're only 5 minutes in. United knocking the ball around really, really well. Good tackle on Pogba there. That's my thigh I'm rubbing. It's not anything else. Don't worry. I've got a lot of back pain today, and it shoots down my left thigh. So I'll be up and down a lot. Can I have a shout out, please? Says James Place. Of course you can. We're all having a nice pre-season game. Good stuff. Mata, switch again. Switch it again. Get it. Rashford. Come on, too many touches there. We don't want to see that this season. He's got a lovely ball out to Daniel James. He takes 3 touches and goes the other way. That's not intelligent football. Come on, move the ball quicker. Hey Mark, wanted to congratulate everyone on 500,000 subscribers. This is Fitness Unscripted, Sharath Kamath. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for that. Look, to be fair, it's going to take us a little bit of time to get rid of the old habits, but there's a ball out there for Rashford. You knock it out wide and you bomb into the box. I don't understand why he took 2 or 3 touches and then passed it backwards. Mourinho ball. Leeds not really in this game at the moment. I don't know whether it's because their fitness levels aren't up at the same level as ours. Maybe it's their first pre-season game. Maybe somebody can tell us. Karita Janga wants a shout out. Wasteful ball there. But a very fast start from Manchester United. I'm enjoying it so far. Sirs. Thanks for bringing me back, Mark, says Rob Hellfire. Oh yeah, no worries, Rob. Here's Daniel James down that left-hand side. Pace galore and unlucky. Remember, if you're new, please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. We're live for every Manchester United game as a watch-along. We're live at 8 o'clock every night. We've got Flex out there with Josh filming fan cams after the game. They'll be going up all afternoon. So you can watch those. Lovely little ball in. That's a penalty. That's a goal. That's a goal. Mason Greenwood, back of the net. Get in. Wan-Bissaka, who played the ball into Wan-Bissaka, cut the defence open like a blancmange. Wan-Bissaka getting forward with the assist, and Mason Greenwood. Can you get a more sexy goal than that? I know it's pre-season, but wham bam, thank you, man, because that is what we wanted. I want Greenwood to put the ball in the back of the net. I want Wan-Bissaka to get forward, and I want whoever played that pass to get some praise as well, because it was absolutely fantastic, and it is 1-0 to Manchester United against dirty Leeds. Sit down, Leeds. You're rubbish, and Manchester United have carved you open time and time again in this first 6 minutes. Well, twice, but it's Pogba. It's Pogba's ball. It's delightful. It's a cross by Wan-Bissaka. It's tapped home by Mason Greenwood. It's 1-0 to Manchester United, and it's a fantastic goal. Absolutely superb. Let's change the score because it's gone in. It's gone in. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. Lovely goal. Exactly what we want. This is what you want to see from pre-season. Wan-Bissaka getting confidence going forward. And you want to see somebody of the quality of Mason Greenwood getting some confidence in front of goal. We're 1-0 up. There we go. I loved it. And the ball by Pogba was sublime. In fact, I'm going to tweet this out so that people who are just reading Twitter. Sublime defence splitting pass. So he squares it for Mason Greenwood to tap home. Fantastic goal. Fantastic goal. Really, 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 really good goal. Really good goal. You can't fault it. I know it's pre-season, but you can't fault a goal like that. It's just perfect. That's the sort of goal. If you did that in the Premier League, you'd go, wow. No, the opposition can't do anything about it. Pogba's defence-splitting ball is immaculate. Wan-Bissaka's run is superb, and I thought it was a penalty on Wan-Bissaka. I thought he was fouled after the cross. But there's Greenwood to tap it home. Lovely goal. Absolutely lovely. And that's what it's all about pre-season. It's about building a bit of momentum. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself said that Mason Greenwood 100% will play games next season. And what I liked about Greenwood there, he was playing centrally. So I don't really know. Is Rashford playing off the right? Matter? Greenwood seems to be playing further forward, but then it's an odd formation United are playing, and answers on a postcard as to what we're doing, because Greenwood's very central, Rashford's very central, Daniel James is definitely on the left hand side. It's almost like we're not really playing with an advanced right player. We're asking Wan-Bissaka to get forward, but it was Pogba with the pass, and it was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Manchester United are leading 1-0 against Leeds United. Fantastic goal. Fantastic goal. Pogba with the defence splitting pass. Wan-Bissaka with the overlap, crosses it in, and Greenwood puts it away. And I tell you what, talking about Wan-Bissaka as well for a moment, because Pogba's getting a lot of praise. He ain't meant to be that good going forward, Wan-Bissaka. He's a brilliant, brilliant defender. And, he's already got an assist in his second game for Manchester United. Brilliant. Absolutely superb. And a lovely start. I'm just going to wind a few people up on Twitter. I won't tell you what I've put, but because we're exclusive on here. We're the YouTube crew, but the Twitter crew can have a bit as well. Good start from United though. First 10 minutes, really fast, really intense. I have a feeling that Leeds are not up to the level that we are fitness-wise, but I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. We've started off well. Pogba looks fantastic. I think there'll be a lot of people saying you can't sell Pogba. Maybe Pogba wants to stay. Maybe Pogba will change his mind and stay. Maybe Pogba can see something at United that he wants to be a part of. I don't know. Rotational front four like Ajax use, says quintessential clairvoyance. I think you're right, mate. I think you're right. Welcome to Vegard Edvardsson, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. I think we are playing that way. Yeah, I think we are playing with a fluid front four. Because Daniel James is definitely... But I think what I'm seeing is that it looks like Greenwood and Rashford are like a front two, with Mata behind and Daniel James to the left, but nobody's covering the right-hand side. Although Greenwood's dropped there now. It's very fluid, and it's good to see, because that fluidity will cause teams problems. Rojo's bombing on here. Daniel James probably ignored him a little bit there. But nice little... See, Mata will just ping off 1-2s all the time. And we're miles ahead of Leeds at the moment. Bilal says every good footballing squad has the front three rotating. It's nothing new. I suppose that's been the thing, isn't it? We haven't really seen it that much. We saw it in the first 3 months of Ollie, but we haven't really seen it that much, have we? It's good to see, though. I tell you what, I'm just happy to see Mason Greenwood score a goal. Now, this is going to be interesting. United have got a free kick from range here. Will Rashford take it? Will he take it? No, he won't. Positives all around. Rashford's not on the free kick. So it's Pogba on the free kick and Mata on the free kick. Let's see what happens with this. It's Pogba's range. Is he going to hit it? Well, he is going to hit it. Of course he's going to hit it. Of course he's going to hit it. Paul Pogba then. He's going to smash one. Oh, I tell you what. The keeper was beat. He was diving low down to his right. It didn't nestle in the back corner of the goal. It went wide. I don't know how wide it went. I'm going to say about 30 centimetres. Actually, that's not much. That's about that, isn't it? 12 inches. That's what 12 inches is, isn't it? Lincoln Jack Donomy says, well, this is why we should go for Bale. Oh, yeah, look, mate, I'm not going to be that Manchester United fan in my match reaction or on this show that goes, oh, this is the team to pick. We'll be fine. This team ain't getting top 4. There's still loads of problems with this team. You're looking at individuals and the way Manchester United play tactically. They still need 2 or 3 players just to rebuild next season. So, but Pogba's miles ahead of everybody at the moment. Shoots and hits it wide. He's playing absolutely fantastic, isn't he? Is it the thing is though? Is it a message to Ed or a message to Zidane? You can read it one of two ways, can't you? Is he doing it because he wants to stay and he wants a new contract, or is he doing it because he wants to say, "Look at me, Real Madrid"? Mark, my brother from another mother. Congratulations on the 500, mate. Can you name 3 good things Pogba did last season? Says Isaac Ulrich. I can, Isaac. 3 good things Pogba did last season. Very easy, mate. The 3 good things that Pogba did last season are December, January, February. I thought he was brilliant in those 3 months, and then every other month around that he was massively inconsistent. Pogba looks really sharp, says Lil Jimmy. He does. And to be honest, I know I've not really seen anybody talking about and Glenn's made a good point. Rojo, a false left back. He's a back 3 really, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a wing back and Daniel James to the left. Yeah, could be. Good point, Glenn. Could be. There's a lot of interchanging going on. We need to keep Pogba, says Hudson Matthews. I'm surprised it's taken somebody that long to say it. Look, what I was going to say is nobody's said this, but I'm very dubious about Leeds' team and fitness levels. They just don't seem up to it compared to us, and I don't know why that is. Maybe they're a few weeks behind us. I don't know. This is not a game that you can start saying, oh, this team's going to finish 4th or 3rd or whatever like that. It's not. It's just about pre-season. It's about the way we play, and it's about confidence for certain individuals. And you know what? Paul Pogba should be doing this in a Manchester United shirt, because he is potentially one of the best midfielders in the world. More encouraging is what people like Mason Greenwood and Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka do. Joseph Higley says we need no one new. Get back, Joseph. We'll be mid-table with that team. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It needs 2 or 3 players bringing in. Leeds are terrible, says Super Vegeta. I think Pogba's probably carrying a little bit of weight. A few people are saying Pogba looks strong. And remember, it's still pre-season, so in a month's time, these players will be a lot more cut than they are at the moment. But United dominating this first 20 minutes. Leeds have done, to be honest, Leeds have done about as much as Perth Glory. They've really not done anything, and they're not going to keep that on. That's a throw into Manchester United. They've not created a chance at all. Aaron King says that Leeds only have 15 players in their pre-season squad. I did read somewhere that none of their new signings or late rivals have travelled out there, and Bielsa's only going to be there for a little bit as well. Baron Death says that Pogba's our most consistent player. Well, he's clearly not, mate. Look. I'm not gonna. I'm happy to take everybody's comments here, but we're not the United Stand Let's Rewrite History channel. You know, Pogba was massively inconsistent for the 3 years he's been at Manchester United, and anybody with a brain knows that. Do I like Paul Pogba? Yes. Do I think him staying will be good for Manchester United? Yes, of course I do, because I don't think we can replace him. But is he like our most consistent player? No, definitely not. Did you not watch the games against Cardiff and Huddersfield where he was atrocious? You know, he is inconsistent. On his day he's brilliant, but he hasn't got those consistent levels that we need. But then again, you know, he's not the only one in the team. McTominay will never convince me that he is a good player. He is bang average, says Andrew Ellis. You'd know how long 12 inches is, Mark, says Aaron Gillespie. That's why I said 12 inches. Well, 6 inches is that, so 12 inches is that, innit? Yeah, well, McTominay's one. Well, Jonathan Ball's just said in this display, McTominay showed he can be our CDM instead of Matic. But then Lang Rooney said that McTominay's not a first 11 midfielder, or we're mid-table at best. So McTominay's dividing opinion as well. Same issues with the right wing. We need a winger ASAP, says Ryan FTW. What a ball that is. Nearly getting in Rashford. I think it was either... I don't know who played that. We've got to keep an eye on the midfield, to be honest, because they're playing some lovely balls. Chiradeep says, who's the most consistent player for Manchester United? This is the problem, Chiradeep. It's not a competition. Let's not pretend that United are a decent team. We finished 6th because we're crap. Like, nobody's really consistent. I'd say the 2 players that were most consistent last season were Lindelof and Shaw, and that's why they were up for Player of the Year. Would you drown a wombat for 5 million, says Mr. Silas 209. No, I'd never kill an animal. No. Who scored? Mason Greenwood, the GOAT. The GOAT was the person who asked who scored. I'm not saying Mason Greenwood's the GOAT yet. Time for a stretch. Dion wants a shout out. I like Dion Mustard as well. This is embarrassing, having to stand up and stretch every 10 minutes. My back is stiffer. My back's stiffer than a virgin's. I was going to say something then. I'm not saying that on a watch along. My back's really stiff, so I'm having to get up and just grind it a little bit every now and again. Good cross in from Leeds. A miscommunication between Bay and Romero, but Romero punches it away and it's into Pogba's hands. He's got a lot of space here. That layoff from Rashford's crap. Rashford's not played that well, I don't think. He had a good shot, but his build-up play has been atrocious. Leeds side netting, all because of Rashford. That lazy layoff to Pogba. He needs to open his eyes up, Rashford there. A couple of times in this first half, he's just laid, first 20 minutes actually, he's laid off lazy balls. And Leeds nearly scoring then. Equaliser says that Pogba and Wan-Bissaka are running the show. James is making runs, but nobody's giving him the pass, says John Sherrell. He has been ignored a couple of times. Right, here's McTominay. Let's see what he does. He's old. You know, to be fair to McTominay there, 6 touches. If that was Matic, we would have moaned. He could have got it out of his feet after 2. I think all he needs to say that to players. 2 touches and you should be getting rid of that ball. Unless you're driving into space, 2 touches. Especially in the opposition's half, 2 touches and let's go. Don't take 5 or 6 touches. Alexis Sanchez isn't back yet. Paddy Power, says James Wanwich. And Scott has done nothing but lose the ball. Rubbish, says Camilio 10. I've got to be honest, I've not really noticed McTominay good or bad yet. I'm trying to keep my eye on the game whilst reading the comments. Paul Tyson says nothing worse than lazy balls. We will have fan cams going up later, yes. Really enjoyed them after the game the other day. Leeds are coming back into the game a little bit more, which is good. Good. I want to see them do that. Faison says, what about Marcial as a striker? I think we'll definitely see Marcial as a striker in the second half because Lukaku's not part of the squad. Well, he is part of the squad, but he's not part of the playing squad today. So Marcial will be up front in the second half. Keychino says, hi Mark, congratulations to everybody on 500,000 subscribers. Just got my YouTube working to join the show. I'm watching from New York. Pogba looks motivated. Come on, Greenwood. And Fangoria 80 says Ashley Young is our most consistent player, consistently bad. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Do you think all Lingard needs is a pay rise, says Isaac Ulrich? Interesting. Watch the interview tomorrow with James Cooper, because there's a section where he talks about Lingard and what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done to him over the summer. So really interesting. That'll be going up on the channel tomorrow. I don't know what ball Mata was trying to play there. I think we're trying to be a little bit too clever with that final killer pass at the moment. That Leeds kit, goalie kit's very yellow, isn't it? Here we go, Pogba. Running at the back four. Too many touches again. Shoots wide, but I don't think that's good from Pogba there. There's a ball to Daniel James, and he's been ignored again on the left-hand side for Pogba to go. Actually, I don't think it is Daniel James. I think it was Greenwood. And he cuts in and he has a shot. I mean, if it goes in, it's brilliant. But I think rotate the ball in that situation. Knock it out to the left, move forward. But, you know, if he scores, I look an idiot. Paul Robinson says that Mata's vanished like Houdini. Look, if Mata staying means De Gea stays, it's worth it. But I'm not going to change my opinion on Juan Mata. I thought he was atrocious last season, and I don't see how he's going to get better this year. He's lost another yard of pace, and he wasn't the quickest anyway. But if we kept him to keep De Gea, then obviously it would be worth it. But I'm not convinced that Mata's going to be anything good. Shout out from the Caribbean, Mark. All the best for 500,000, says Aaron Sanith. Yeah, please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Loads going on the United stand. We've got fan cams coming up after the game. Live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got Transfer Daily every morning at 7 a.m. And, of course, any transfers, we will go live for you no matter what. Even if I'm on a beach in Mallorca, you'll get live content. Leeds with a shot there, running at the back four. Doesn't get it out of his feet, and it's basically a pass to Romero. But Leeds coming into it a little bit more in the second half. Craig Delgano says, hi, Mark. I sent you a Twitter message. Did you get it? Craig, I don't know. I don't normally get a chance to read my Twitter when I'm live. Greenwood scored, for those joining us a little bit later. Fantastic goal. Fantastic goal. Pogba defence splitting ball. Wan-Bissaka on the overlap. One cross. Greenwood to tap it in. Fast, efficient, unstoppable. Really good goal. But Leeds are coming into this game more now. Down the left-hand side. Cross comes in. That should be a goal. What a save by Romero. What a save by Romero. Marcus Rojo losing his man on the back. And I don't know where Wan-Bissaka is at the moment. Greenwood gets rid of it. Good chance for Leeds. Should be 1-1. But now Daniel James has got acres to run into. Will he commit his man? This is where James, we've seen all the highlights about. Pass there to Mata. Poor final ball. Shame that. But good end-to-end stuff there. United showing that they can break. Here's Mason Greenwood. Ooh, side netting. It's a good shot. And just look at that chance that Leeds had there. It's absolute schoolboy defending by Rojo. Just not even tracking his runner. And people think he should be at Manchester United. I think Rojo's an atrocious defender at times. I really do. Especially at left back. Who's captain? I don't know. Dave Hayes says, why is Rojo playing? I suppose it's about giving everybody a run out on the tour, isn't it? But Leeds have stepped it up big time this second half. Second half of the first half. They've only had 26 minutes. Pogba clears it. And now McTominay running into space. Run it, Scott. Keep going. Rashford, make your run now. Oh, he wants it in front of him. Lovely run. Oh, yes. Fantastical goal by Rashford. Sat two Leeds defenders on their arse like they're sitting down to watch Love Island. And Rashford, well, it was sexual. He pokes it past the keeper. That's 2-0. That's top class. That's Marcus Rashford. Lovely play. McTominay did his job, drives into the space, gets it to Marcus Rashford as we walk it. It's a 3v2. He leads it into Rashford. Leeds get two players back, and he literally just Goodbye. Get back to Yorkshire. It's 2-0. Lovely play by Rashford. Absolutely fantastic. You can't knock that. Manchester United on the break. Efficient. It's a long time since we've seen that. I know it's only pre-season. Of course it's only pre-season. We all know that. But it was good to see. Good to see United breaking fast and putting it in back at net. So 2-0 Leeds. You're down 2-0 Leeds. And it's 2-0. There we go. Quicker than that. Brilliant goal. Absolutely fantastic. I've got to tweet, of course. 2-0. Give me some. Get off. Give me some. Two 2-0. Well, we've got daylight, and it's just efficient to see Manchester United on the break like that. I mean, I know it's only pre-season, but Rashford, 2 goals in 2 games, clinical. He's had 2 shots on goal, really. One hits the post, one hits the back of the net. You know, do I think Rashford can get 30 goals in a Manchester United season? I don't know, but it's good to see. It's all about confidence. It's all about confidence. Rashford composure, United playing how we should, real G League. Yeah, exactly. It's good to see. It's good to see. And it's fast. Matt as the captain, says Manas. McTominay with the assist. And United 2 up. I'm just texting Drawty because he's at work, so he doesn't get to know. Well, it's a good time to score as well from a score point, from a game perspective, because obviously we're going to see a load of substitutions second half. But Leeds were sort of coming back into it, and then United have broken twice, really quite effectively, and then obviously Rashford scored. Beans, says Quasant. It's a 2-0 to Manchester United. We're liking it. Only had half an hour. Efren says beautiful from McTominay. Well, to be fair, McTominay ran into space for 30 yards and played a simple pass. I don't think it wasn't quite the level of devastation assist that Pogba provided, which totally carved the whole back 4 ahead. But, you know, McTominay did what he needed to do. He held on to it for long enough to feed Rashford in and made the yardage. So, yeah, good, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as Pogba's. Ollie is definitely improving Rashford as a striker, says Ryan FTW. And that goal has me stiff as your back, Mark, says Tyler Reid. Good. Good to hear. You know what I like about these pre-season games as well is that in the second half we'll get to see a totally different United side, which is almost like watching a different game, isn't it? George English is loving the pre-season watch-along. Thanks, pal. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner, and smash a like on video. We've got a match reaction straight after this game, which is obviously we just keep the format of we have in a normal season. So we've got match reaction, and then we've got fan cams. But Leeds are into the box here, down that side. Will he get a shot away? He does, and it's gone wide for a corner. Rojo is the weakness. It'll definitely be the weakness in the second half because Ashley Young's going to play there. I tell you what, Leeds are going to get tired second half though, aren't they? If they've only got 15 players and they can't put a different team out second half, they're going to get really tired second half. Because United are going to be fit. There might be a few goals in this. Yeah, it'd be nice to get... McTominay got the assist on the second one, Jonathan Brandt. It'd be nice for Marcial to get a goal today as well. You want all your strikers to start scoring goals. Get a bit of confidence. Rojo clears it. Mariam says that McTominay got the assist, that's all that matters. Well, no, I'm not buying into that bullshit. Sorry. I see football as I see it. Pogba's assist is on a different level to what McTominay did. And I'm not going to start saying, oh, it's the same thing, it's an assist. You've got to open up your eyes. It's good that he's got the assist, but let's be real. Pogba's assist was world class. McTominay's was good. If you don't differentiate between things, what's the point? It's like saying a tap-in's the same as a bloody worldy 30-yard screamer. Of course you get the same thing from it. I agree with that. But you've got to reward brilliance. And I thought Pogba's was absolutely fantastic. I thought Rashford's goal was better because there was skill in it. But I thought the first goal was good as well. So who scored? We've had a first goal was Mason Greenwood. And the second goal was Marcus Rashford. So good. Marcial is on the bench, Nikhil. Michael Corcoran, you can have a shout out yet. Leeds on the attack here. They're looking to get down our left-hand side because Rojo's crap. Great footy by Manchester United today, says Wolfie, 35p. Yeah, it's been good. What I've liked about United is is the speed we've moved from back to front on the break. It's been really, really good to see. We've not seen that for so long at United. Like, you think about the Van Gaal days, the Moyes days, the Mourinho days. We've spent so long getting from back to front. And today, we've seen real speed from back to front. Is that partly because there's no Nemanja Matic on the pitch? Let's see what Matic does in the second half. And let's see if we keep that speed from back to front. Because I think he is a massive problem. What about Daniel James, says Alan Petch? I think Daniel James looks good. But there has been a couple of times in this game where his final ball's not helped him. But I'm not putting any pressure on Daniel James. I think he's a good talent. Whether he'll end up being a United first teamer, let's wait and see. We've only spent £15 million on this talent. And, maybe he's not top 4 level, but maybe he is. I just think we've got to be patient with him. I thought Young was shite. Rojo is even worse, says Sebastian Anderson. I said that before the game. Who would you prefer playing left back, Rojo or Young? And I did say Young, because I think Rojo's crap at left back, which answers Seenan Tracy's question. How's Rojo playing? He's a crap left back. He's a half decent left sided centre back, but he's a crap left back. Oh yeah. No one gonna tell me anything different. Yellow card for Leeds. We got a yellow card for Leeds, says Sushant. Yeah, well. Deserved yellow card as well. Went through Mata like a hot knife through butter. Oh, I don't talk about food. I can't eat for like 2 hours. I'm normally eating now. Let's have a bit of a back stretch. Oh, yes. It's right there, right in the thigh. For a few weeks, I actually, because I was playing for United Stand FC, I thought I had a hamstring injury. It's not. It's sciatica back, or whatever they call it. It is. Pogba driving forward. Oh, it's a shame. Well won back, my McTominay. Pogba drives forward. It's just that final ball wasn't quite right. But there's so much pace in this United team. So much speed. It's nice to see. I am hungry, Jonathan Gallagher. Yeah. So I'd like to eat. I'd like some nice toast with nice buttered toast with some nicely heated on the hob baked beans, sprinkle of cheese on the top with some brown sauce, and a packet of Monster Munch just chucked on the top for me to dip in the beans. Leeds. And if you think that's weird, I'm going to tell you something else now that somebody got me into. Well, I sort of merged two things here. So it's beans on toast, but you don't butter your toast. You butter your toast with peanut butter instead of butter, right? So you get your toast, you put peanut butter on, then you put your beans on, then sprinkle of cheese that melts, then get a packet of crisps like, prawn cocktail, cheese and onion, whatever. Sprinkle them on the top. And then so you start off with your crisps, just dipping it into your cheese and beans, and then you get into the rest of it. I love it. Mark, visit a chiropractor, says Fitness Unscripted, Shareth Kamath. I already have, mate. That's why I'm doing them exercises. They've told me to do that, and it does work. And I don't have many bad back days, but when I do, you just got to keep it moving. Leeds with the cross. Anyone on the head? No. Headed away by Lindelof. Still not been a good half, and we've still got about 8 minutes left. I used to like pickled onion Monster Munch Niasmia, but I find them a little bit too unpleasant now. So I would really go with flaming hot or roast beef. But traditionally, I would. I could get some food, but it just it wouldn't be enjoyable for me to eat food while I'm live streaming, and it certainly wouldn't be enjoyable for you. Yeah. Cross comes in from Leeds, headed away by Rashford, and then headed towards Romero, who holds onto it. So still 2-0. Leeds have looked a bit of a threat, to be fair. But United's speed and quality has just been a little bit too much. Rojo and Mata are a letdown so far. Mata is slow, says Tyler Reid. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. I need to start, actually, just reminded me, I need to take some notes, because for the match reaction, there's going to be it's going to be a game of two halves. Intensity. Speed, break, intensity. Their little notes will help. Yeah, but like, as I was saying before, look, we've all watched loads of pre-season tours. We've all seen us, I've seen us beat Man City on a pre-season tour. I've seen us beat Barcelona. You don't judge pre-season tour and say, "Oh, look, we're fine. We don't need any signings." Bollocks. You judge Manchester United on what happened in the Premier League last season. Good shot by Rashford, on target, keeper makes a save. And I think that's what Ollie will have worked on with Rashford. Get your shots on target. Get your shots on target. Joe Stringer says, "Mark, you're behind the game. Subscribe to MUTV." Yeah, I'm on MUTV. Yeah, MUTV's different though, all over the world. If you're watching it on laptop, on your app, on the TV, in different countries, some are quicker than others. And let's not forget, this is in Australia, so there's going to be different streams. Dave Whitewood says, "Hope to get a few pints, Mark, August the 8th. Congratulations." Cheers, pal. See you on August the 8th. Looking forward to that. But yeah, even if United win this game 10-0, I'm not convinced that we don't need to sign 2 or 3 more players. When I look at the United team that lost to Cardiff, I look at the team that drew with Huddersfield, it's not good enough. There's an overlap here. This is good play by Leeds. Lovely play by Leeds. Get themselves into the box. Yeah, final ball was shit, but they worked that really well. Good defending there by Wan-Bissaka. Leeds really broke really well there. I thought they were going to score. Some really good play. Leeds are pushing now, says casting out the fear. They're a good footballing team, Leeds. Shut up about giving Leeds praise anyway. Right, let's have a look at what we're doing. We are nearly at half time. So we need to get the game up live on your screen while we watch along, says Isaac Ulrich. We don't. We definitely do not want to get the game live up on a watch along. We do not, mate. Can't do it. I'm amazed that we've been doing these shows for 3 years and you still get people thinking that you can do a YouTube stream showing you the match. You just can't do it. You get sued. Your ass will get sued. You can't do that. You cannot do it. Rojo is always out of position, says Column123. I don't like him. I don't like him. As a footballer, I don't like him. Manchester United doesn't keep the ball enough, says Brodgan Garvalerelli. I agree with you. I think if you look at United's ball play is very intense, isn't it? It's very quick. There's no real retention of possession. But to be honest with you, I think under Mourinho and Van Gaal, there was too much retention of the ball in boring places, crab football. So I'd rather see this than that. I don't mind. I'm not bothered about possession stats. You can beat a team 6-0 and have 30% possession because if you're quick with the ball, it doesn't take you can be. Takes 5 seconds to score a goal.
Why take 30? I'm not bothered. Let them take 30 seconds to pass around our back four and not score. I'd rather take 5 seconds to go and score a goal. So possession stats I'm not massive about. I'm not bothered about that. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, we weren't really a possession-based team. There's an overlap here. He's ignored it. You can tell it's pre-season. Here's Rashford on the break. He's got an overlap with James. Wait. Now, Daniel James. Oh, he's at the post. Lovely break again from Manchester United. Lovely break again. Joe Keegan says James still has a long way to go, but his pace will make defences shift and leave gaps. Can't wait to watch him in a competitive match. Well, we just actually saw it there, Joe. The overlap as he sprinted through and he hits the bottom of the post. Lovely, lovely, fast breaking play again from Manchester United. Now, surprise, surprise, I'm going to tell you there's a Manchester United player down injured. Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? For no points, because I'm not giving points out for something so obvious. Somebody's down injured for Manchester United. And as Konzi says, it's Eric Bailly. What a bloody surprise. What a surprise. He's always going to go down. And guess how he got injured? Putting his body into ridiculous positions again. We could be England's back four. Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire and Twansebi. This is Camilio 10. Yes. Yes. Lovely little break that was from Daniel James though. So what does Eric Bailly do? Yeah, chucking his body into silly positions again. I don't think Eric Bailly is an injury-prone player in relation to hamstrings and ankle strains and stuff like that. It's just what he does with his body. He just chucks his body at stupid things, and that's why he gets injured. He's all right, though. He's going to come back on, but it's just a prime example of why Eric Bailly gets injured so much. So we're nearly at half-time. I don't think there'll be much stoppage time. Bros and women. So, nearly at half-time. How Bay playing, says Trini Bang. To be honest, I think Leeds, if you're fair, have created a few chances. And Ryan FTW says Bay literally injures himself. Yes, that's pretty much what I was trying to say. He does injure himself. He's the best at doing that. He's Calamity Bay, isn't he? But that's a good half for Manchester United, I believe. And we're going to see a different United in the second. Well, I presume we're going to see a different United in the second half. I don't expect that we'll see any of these players playing again in the second half. Sophie has just said that apparently Manchester United are calling... the commentator is calling Rojo Rocco. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. Should we be in for Kieran Tierney if it's true he's only about £25 million when Luke Shaw is injured? We're so open on the left, says Norwegian Collector. I think in an ideal world, you would bring Kieran Tierney into Manchester United, yes. But I don't think we've got the inclination or maybe even money to do it, if I'm absolutely honest. It's 2-0 at the moment to Manchester United, and it is now half-time, so we'll stop the clock. Stop the clock! It's half-time! It is half-time! And I don't care what anybody says, because it is. It is half-time. So, look, in summary, Manchester United, brilliant. Brilliant improvement on what we've seen last season. Brilliant goals in both ways. The first goal, Pogba's defence-splitting pass, Wan-Bissaka bombing down the right-hand side, cuts it in,
for Greenwood to pass it home. So good on so many levels. You want to see Paul Pogba, if he is staying, you want to see a motivated Paul Pogba. And I think for the first 20 minutes he looked really good, and then he faded, which is what you expect in pre-season. You want to see Wan-Bissaka getting forward, because apparently he's not very good going forward. He's a brilliant defensive right back. Well, let's see him getting forward. He did that. And Mason Greenwood, I said it before the game kicked off, I think we all know what a talent he is, but in the 2 games we've seen him in the first team, he's missed chances. He needs to put a ball in the back of the net, and he's done that, so his confidence is good. Second goal, 3v2, McTominay drives into the space, passes it to Rashford, skips past 2 players, and passes it home like he's, passing a parcel, simple. And that's 2-2 for Rashford, and I think what some people were saying in the live comments is right. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has obviously had a word and worked with Rashford on his finishing, because for me, Rashford is a very good player, but one of the things we keep saying is his final ball, whether it's free kicks, shooting, passing, it's not there. Well, his shooting in the last 2 games has been there. 2 goals in 2 games, but even if you look at some of his shots, they're all on target. I mean, I even count hitting the post on target. I know it's not, but it's close. And I can't think of a shot that he's had today which hasn't been on target. So good from Rashford that. I also think the way that Manchester United have counter-attacked, because Leeds have been in this game, I've got to say, I thought Leeds started badly, but after 20 minutes, United tired a little bit. Leeds came stronger. They moved the ball around, and I think Leeds could have had a goal. If they'd have been a little bit more clinical in the final third, they could have had a goal. They've worked their way towards the box well, but then when Leeds have missed a chance or United have made the tackle, their speed is like, I don't want to say this because it's going to come across as like, we're getting to a place that we're not yet. But the speed from back to front from United is reminiscent of what we used to be like under Sir Alex. And that is exciting because we're so slow under Moyes and Van Gaal and Mourinho. It's so pragmatic. It's crab side-to-side football. And we said this time and time again. Liverpool and Man City and Spurs, they get a lot of chances because they stretch teams quickly. They pull people out of position, which means you create more chances. Well, United have done exactly that in this game, in that first half. They've moved the ball quickly from back to front, and Leeds have been all over the place, and we've created chances. And that intensity, but also the ability and desire to move the ball quick from back to front has really shone out from Manchester United in that first half. And that is impressive, because I said it before Perth Glory, and I said it before this game. What I'm looking at more than the personnel, really, because it's confidence, isn't it? It's about the way we play and how we move. And the way we've played and how we're moving is much, much encouraging. And it's exactly what Ollie said. I need this pre-season to get this team playing the way I want it to play. So that's really good. Rishwan Rose says, Mark, I won't lie, this team is playing very well as before, and that's why I think Ollie changed the lineup every match. But now it's the right time. And Jay Baz says 500,000 subscribers, great achievement, keep up the great work. Thank you for that contribution, Jay Baz, really appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and make sure you've got your notifications on. We're live for every Manchester United game. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We'll be live for any breaking news. We've got Transfer Daily every morning at 7 a.m. Flex is over in Australia. He'll be filming fan cams and he's doing match vlogs. We've got a brilliant interview with Sky's James Cooper tomorrow talking about what's going on at United. There's loads of content to get involved with. We've got call-ins as well, live comments on every show. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved with the channel. If you are new, you're going to love it. Everybody does. Rashford's becoming more clinical. It's good to see, says Robert Moore. And Brandon Slaughter, I know it's pre-season, but I'm so excited. You know what? I'm just going to say this now. I'm not going to be that person. I've seen so many pre-season games for Manchester United. And I've seen, as I said in the first half, I've seen us beat Man City on pre-season well. I've seen us beat Barcelona on pre-season well. That half is not going to make us finish in the title race. It's not going to make us finish top 4. We still need to bring in 2 or 3 quality players to add to that squad. There are still major issues with that team, and we still need players to come in. That midfield is a big question mark. The right-hand side, what's going on with that? And we need a bit more quality in the defence. We've got to do it. If we play with that team in the Premier League, we'll probably finish below Leicester. We'll get some good moments, but it's just not strong enough. But what I do like, and what you can't dispute, is the way we're playing football and the desire of the way we want to play football is a marked improvement from where we have been on previous pre-season tours with those managers. That's an improvement. Some of the players are an improvement, but we do need to bring more players in. We cannot go, we don't need anybody else. That would be massively naive because it's only pre-season. You can't judge a
you can't judge your Premier League season on a pre-season. It's just not going to go that way. This style of play is very nice, as Metal Music reviews, but opportunities from open play is lacking. Only genuine chances made from the counter-attack, but overall very good. Yeah, you know, and that sort of backs up what I'm saying as well. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. We do need to create more chances. With regards to player ratings, that's a very good point. We can do the player ratings at half time, so people get involved, because it's going to be a different second half, and we'll change the team at half time when we know where everyone's playing. But based on that first half, Carlos Innes says Bruno would give more goals. Thoughts? We've got to get Bruno Fernandes, and I believe we will get Bruno Fernandes, but we've got to get Bruno Fernandes. So, Romero, I thought Romero actually made a good couple of saves, so I'd give him a 7. I thought he made a good couple of saves, to be honest. Wan-Bissaka, for the assist alone, he's got to have a 7. I thought he did well. Eric Bailly, I'd give Eric Bailly a standard 6. I didn't really see anything from him better than an average 6. Lindelof, I'd give him a 7 because I liked the way he set the tempo in the first 5 minutes by driving forward, and then that's where the Rashford post chance came from. Rojo, 5. I think he's been positionally poor and doesn't look particularly fit. Pogba, I would say Pogba was probably our man of the half. He faded a bit in the last 15 minutes, but that's fitness. So I'd give Pogba an 8. I thought the assist on the first goal, although he didn't get the assist, but it was his pass that put Wan-Bissaka in to cross it to Greenwood. I'll give Pogba an 8. And I think that first 20 minutes, Pogba was running the show. McTominay, I give him a 7. I think he's done okay. I know some of you thought he did badly, but he did get an assist, so you've got to give him that. He drove into the space well, and he gives us more speed in the CDM position than Matic does. Mata, 5. I don't think Mata played very well. I think he's slow. I don't think he met for the number 10. I don't think he took hold of that game anywhere near enough. Greenwood, got to give him a 7. Good goal. That'll do him a lot of good. Daniel James, 7. His speed is such a threat. He's full of running. He's full of confidence. Should have scored. Bit wasteful on another assist he could have given as well. But I'll give him a 7. I think he's doing well. And Rashford's got to have a 7 as well. Rashford actually was a bit wasteful in the build-up. But you can't fault a striker scoring a goal. And every other shot he had was on target. That's what Rashford's there to do. So 7 for Rashford for me. Dane Summer says, Talk Sport, we're talking about United's defenders yesterday, and they had recordings of Smalling, Bay and Lindelof scoring for United, and they had Jones scoring an own goal. Fair enough. And Danny King, well, we're going to see Phil Jones in the second half, and let's see how that Leeds team do against Phil Jones, because I thought Leeds created a few chances. Danny King says, replace Mata with Bruno, Bay with Maguire, Rojo with Shaw, and that becomes a team that can challenge for the top 4, in my opinion. Yes. Yeah, Danny, I agree with you. I think if you replace Maguire with Bay, replace Bay with Maguire, replace Mata with Bruno, and put Luke Shaw at left back, that team can finish 4th. It can't challenge for a title. I don't think it's ready for that, but it's a team that can finish 4th and grow. I agree. Carlos Inmes says Bruno would give us more goals. Thoughts? Yeah, I'd agree with that. Matt Boyd says hitting the post isn't the target. No, I know it isn't. But it's better than hitting the bloody the boards behind the goal, isn't it? Right, United are coming out for the second half, so I'm going to have to change this team. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. And Leeds will destroy Smalling and Jones, says John Lim. Well, I don't think Leeds have got a very big squad to make many changes, so let's see how that goes. Just a bit of a shout-out, please. The Booknut fan says, my brother is an Arsenal fan. He met Robbie from AFTV. I'll fly out to meet you next year in the US. He says we're in decline. I say we'll always be back. We're United. I think, and I'm happy to say this, United will finish above Arsenal next season. As long as we do get Maguire and Bruno Fernandes, we will finish above Arsenal. If we don't, we might struggle. We might struggle with that squad. Because if you get an injury to Pogba, that midfield is not good enough. And Pogba will not play every game. We've seen over the last 3 years, Pogba always misses a month with a hamstring. So there's no way that Pogba will play every game. So we do need to... we need Bruno Fernandes. And I would say we probably need somebody else as well. It's going to take me a little bit of time to change that lineup for the second half. But I will get it changed for you. Don't worry about that. I will do it. Please do subscribe as well. We're getting really close to 503,000 subscribers. So please do subscribe. Where are we at? We're not quite kicking off yet. So I can see Phil Jones in the background and he's got black boots on. Where's your pink boots, Phil? You know that pink boots thing? He knows about that pink boots thing. That's why he doesn't wear them anymore. Because he knows about it. Right. We're going to have to figure this out ourselves in the second half, aren't we, people? What is going on? Pogba looks hungry. We all need to get off his back. Let's all stop the agenda against him and support him. We need him more than we seem to let on, says John. We can't tell people what to think, mate. I understand what you're saying. I do. But you can't tell people what to think because people didn't like Pogba before this summer. Some people didn't like Pogba last season. So you can't tell them not to like him if they don't like him. It's down for people to make their own mind up, isn't it? I mean, is Pogba trying to impress Woodward for a new contract, or is he trying to say, Zidane, look at what I can do? You don't know the situation with Pogba. I just think somebody put it perfectly in the live comments. If he stays, great. If he doesn't, let's get a replacement. I don't think we can all start going, oh, this, that and the other about Pogba because he could still leave. I think we just got to see what happens. But he's a big loss, definitely. Isaac Newton says, I know we won't get them all. However, do you think that Maguire, Fernando, Neves and Sancho would be enough for Manchester United to fight for the title? I don't think... I think even if United brought Messi in and Ronaldo in and Verratti in, I still wouldn't say we can win the title next year because I think it is going to take time. And I think that next season, whether we like it or not, is about getting top four. That's what it's all about. And we need to be patient in that sense, definitely. But we do need to make some more signings. We do need to make some more signings because that team, for me, is just not good enough. Leeds are a championship side and, it's been a good game and we've been more clinical than them. We need to be better than what we are. And I'm not talking about today. I've been very impressed with United today. But I am talking about, next season. We do need a better team than what we've got. And a better squad, more importantly. So I'm just having a look around here at how we're going to figure out our team for the second half. I presume Grant's going to play second half. Phil Jones is definitely coming on. So I'm just clearing out the team here while we chat away. But a totally different United team coming out in the second half, as predicted by many. I think we'll see Ashley Young at left back. I don't think we're going to see Luke Shaw in this game. We should see Angel Gomez in the second half. But we'll wait and see what happens before we start predicting it. Because obviously Phil Jones will play. And he'll be at back. The Chuckle Brothers at the back, I would imagine. I'd imagine Delo will play at right back. And probably Ashley Young at left back. I'd be surprised if it's not that. Although you could see Twansibi in the second half. So it's probably worth waiting and seeing what happens. But Matic will definitely come on. And Marcial, I think, will play through the middle. I don't know why I'm doing this on an editing screen at the moment, so I'm not. I'll come back to the live comments because there's no point speculating until we know. No point having Pogba if he's going to be so up and down, says Edward Alexander McLennan. What Man United need to do with Pogba, and I know we're all a bit fed up of saying this. You either give him a new contract and he's got to commit to Manchester United for the next 3 or 4 years, which I don't think he wants to do that. Or you say to him, 1 more year and then we'll let you go. We're not doing the game of timer yet because it's not kicked off. Twansibi is on, says Cadmar, so that's good. Twansibi is on. So I'm just waiting for the second half to kick off here. So it'll be Twansibi and Jones by the looks of it because they played in last game, didn't they? So this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, and this just shows you the amount of not good enough centre-backs that we've got, that we can play a pre-season game with 2 different sets of centre-backs and Smalling still isn't getting on. So the depth of quality in our centre-back positions just isn't sufficient, is it? Nowhere near sufficient enough. So looking at the second half, players that I'm sort of looking forward to seeing. Obviously, Andreas Pereira will be a player I'm looking forward to see. He signed a new contract. Can he be a player for us? I'm trying to think how we're going to line up in the second half with the midfield because Phil Jones is on. Lingard, of course. I forgot about Lingard. Yeah, Lingard's going to play. So who's going to play up? Well, let's just wait and see. Leeds have still got some players from that half who are going to have to play. Calvin Westbrook, thanks for the contribution. Smalling is on. So Twansebi might be... Maybe we're playing a back three. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to take me a while to sort this out. Ingsfee says, I think Ollie will play 2 sitting midfielders to avoid the Matic bottleneck to make transitions quicker. Twansebi is not on, says Morris. So what's the front three then? Marcial. We've got Lingard and Pereira and Matic in the midfield. We've got Marcial up front. We've got Smalling and Jones as the centre-backs. We've got Phil and Grant in goal. We've got Chong on. And I think Angel Gomez is playing as well. Ashley Young is at left back. Delo at right back. Yeah. Right, I can do the team now. I know what it is. So, we're just about to kick off for the second half. So, let me just start the timer first. Marcial will play through the middle. Lingard's just passed it to him. So, we're kicking off the second half. No Twansebi. He is not playing. So, you know, straight away that makes you think about Twansebi, doesn't it? Like, is he... You know, he's not... This is my problem with the Twansebi thing. I've been proved right here straight away. That if he stays at the club, he's got to get in line behind Marcial and Rojo. And let's not forget, Rojo was playing as a left back today. He's got to get... If Twansebi does stay, he's behind Lindelof, Bailly, Jones and Smalling before we even sign Maguire. So that's my concern with Twansebi, is like how's if he's not even playing in... Look, I know it's only pre-season, but I do actually think Ollie will put those experienced players ahead of him. Right, I've got the team for you now. Anyway, I'm just going to put it up for you. There you go. As if by magic, there's your second half team. I think it's Pereira in goal, but I'm not changing it. I think it's Joel Pereira in goal. I think Grant's still injured. But there's your new lineup for the second half. Obviously, there's probably going to be a little bit of interchangeability between the players, but... you've got the crux of it. So, will Leeds continue with that momentum in this second half? Can United, with a totally different team, kick on? Let's wait and see as I stretch the back out. I didn't do that at half time. Someone remind me about the back. Yeah, I've got to be honest, I do forget about Jesse Lingard. I'd forgotten about him. So, and Jesse Lingard always has a good pre-season. I've said this before. He always has a good pre-season, so that's important for him, obviously. So second half, Gomez, Chong, excited to see what they're all about. I hope we get to see a bit of Garner as well. In the defence, Smalling, Jones and Young, not excited about seeing any of them. So yeah, Chong, Gomez, Marcial, excited to see what they can do. Midfield, Pereira, yeah, Lingard, Matic, you know, these are senior pros in the team. We're very close to 503,000 subscribers. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, get involved with the channel. And Matic goes backwards. What a surprise. Well done, Nemanja. You've absolutely owned it there. Going backwards. Well, that was a good ball by him to Chong, though, to be fair. Marcial, terrible first touch. and falls over. Don't turn into Lukaku, Anthony. You're better than that. You're better than that. I'll tell you what, I think Chong, is he going to be like Jesse Lingard and always going to be skinny? Or will he bulk out? Because I think if Chong bulks out, he could be an absolute baller. If he stays skinny, he's always going to be knocked off the ball. Here's Leeds. Lovely run. Left Matic for dead here. That's terrible. Matic is like going in slow motion. Oh, God. I'll tell you what. I'm putting Matic down straight away for the match reaction. That is donkey-esque. He literally runs off Matic, and I think it ends up being a corner. Matic gets back. But the pace Matic shows to get when he's only been on the pitch 4 minutes, that's terrible. That's like running in backwards when you're knackered after 85 minutes, not when you've only been on for 4. I'll tell you what, I think there'll be goals in this for Leeds, second half. Chong's getting plenty of the ball though, which is good. Goal scorers for United, Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford. That was in the first half. It's a different second half team now. Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood, Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka are all playing in the first half. So this is a second half team now, which you can see on the left there. Good first half from United. Good first half from United. But Leeds have been a threat. They've not been a pushover. I think Leeds had a bad first 20 minutes. Tell you what, Pereira just shoots over the bar, good hits, and he wants a corner as well. I think he's got it. Xavier Daniel says this is the weaker United team. I don't know. It's got Marcial and Lingard in it, who I think still would be considered first teamers under Ollie. And Ashley Young. God. No, the back four's got to be the weaker back four. He scored! Phil Jones has scored a goal for Manchester United from a corner. Andres Pereira, Philip Jones. Sir Philip has just scored a goal. And there was actually a fan in the crowd that went like this. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. But give him he's gone pink himself. It's not the pink boots. His face has gone pink. He's almost embarrassed he's scored himself. He can't believe it. But it's a great goal. It's a Pereira cross. It's a Phil Jones header. He still manages to run into Anthony Marcial after it, but he doesn't really celebrate that much as well. Oh my God, is that the end of Harry Maguire? Oh my God, is that the end of Harry Maguire? Has Phil Jones just put the nail in the Harry Maguire deal? Phil Jones has scored a goal from a header. It's not a joke. It's not a publicity stunt. Phil Jones with a bullet header. I'm shocked. 3-0. Fair play to him. Fair play. It's a good goal. It's a good goal. It's a good goal. And it's a good pass back there. So, we are 3-0 up. A bullet header from an Andreas Pereira cross. And I tell you what, though, fair play. Let's dwell on Phil Jones for a moment because he gets a lot of stick. But it's a good header. It's a good header from Phil Jones. And let's just dwell on that. It's a good header from Phil Jones. But can I just say, having somebody on a corner who can cross, Andreas Pereira can actually cross a ball. And that showed. That did show there. So, good delivery. Bullet header. Keeper's got no chance. Manchester United lead 3-0. And I think I've got 3-0 here for you. Yes, I have. There we go. 3-0. Phil Jones, pink boots, salmon skinned feet. Goal, says Real G Lee. He did look almost embarrassed after the goal, didn't he? He went all pink. Not the pink boots, it's the pink face, Marcus. His face went a little bit pink, but...
Leeds 3-0 down. Probably not a 3-0 game, to be fair to Leeds, but it's a pre-season game, and it is dirty Leeds, so we'll like that. Phil Jones, we've read that. We all hate Leeds. Congratulations on 500,000 subscribers. You motivated me to start my own channel. So cheers, pal. Also, nobody bigger than United. Pogba out, says Andrew's point of view. And it is his point of view. And we have got pink boots as the emoji, if you remember. So I've just seen a few pink boots popping out there. So let's see a few more. But, yeah, Phil Jones, look at him. Hold my beer. He thinks he's Bonucci. Sir Philip from the House of Jones, says Rupin. Jones in, says Don Bagarat. Phil Jones scored. I think have we said it enough? So can the second half team better the first half team score? 2-0 in the first half. Second team have already got 1. Oh, it's another corner. Oh, you don't want to give corners away. Phil Jones is coming again. Andres Pereira runs to take the corner. He could be on a hat-trick if he scores this. To be fair to Leeds, they have got players who played in the first half as well. So they are going to tire. So Andres Pereira on the corner. Where's Phil Jones? He's unmarked on the back post. Oh, he was in for number 2 there. Chong, what a cross that is by Chong. I don't think anybody's anticipating that. Fed in by Pereira and he whips a lovely cross in, but just nobody's anticipated it, unfortunately. Marcial is not a striker, says Thomas Max. You know what? I was just thinking the same thing. Alfie Lewis says who scored. We might have another goal here. It's another corner. Oh, you can't be giving corners away when Phil Jones is on the pitch. So goal scorers Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, and wait for it. It's Phil Jones. He scored a corner. Andres Pereira is on all the set pieces at the moment, which is good to see. CF7 says Matic's pace is frightening for our defenders. That's a foul by Chong. And somebody's down injured now with white boots on. I think it's Matic. Lively start by Chong. I tell you what, Chong does actually look like he is bulking out a bit as well on that one there. He is starting to bulk out a bit. All the Leeds fans, look. Don't support Leeds, support United. Manchester United. Pereira's having a good game, says J Mac. Hey Mark, do you think players watch United stands? So funny your jokes with Phil Jones as boss Euro. I know it's look. That pink boots thing, unintentionally, that was on like, we've got Soccer AM, Sky Sports over here. That pink boots clip went pretty viral at the time. I think anybody in the football world knows about pink boots and Phil Jones. So Phil Jones definitely knows about it. I don't think he sees the funny side of it though, which is a shame because, you know, if you can't take a joke, you're boring. Right. Delo's got some space to move into. Crap ball, and Leeds win it back. Got to be more clinical with the passing, United. I know we're not used to it, but we've got to be playing more clinical passing. And I think Leeds are going to tire in this half because they have still got players who played in the first half. Lingard's been in and out of the game. I mean, we've only had 12 minutes of the half. I haven't really noticed Lingard or Gomez that much, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Leeds are in now. Phil Jones coming across like an express train. Edge of the box. Oh, that's 3 points for a rugby kick there. Cut back by Leeds and he smashes it over the bar. I think Leeds have been quite decent. Fosu Mensah is injured, Ollie Taylor. I don't think he's back till Christmas. But I think Leeds have been okay. Just not very clinical.
know why I'm tired. It's midday. It's midday. It's not like it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm back stretching again. Pereira's looked good. Oh, that's late. That is late. And that, I hope Pereira's all right. Oh, I think he is all right. Left back went in on him. I don't know whether he showed any studs. I think in a Premier League game, that would be a yellow card. Oh, that's a red card. That's nasty, that is. It studs up. Second time I'm yellow. I'm a bit more amber, but it looked like a bad tackle there. But he's up and running. And Pereira's probably been the man of the half, to be honest. Not really noticed Ashley Young either. That's a good thing. Here's Gomez. What do you got? That's quick feet by Gomez finds Chong. Leeds trying to pass the ball. I love any time United beat the crap out dirty Leeds, says Ray Carl Brown Amore. Yeah, well, we're keeping hold. I tell you what, we're keeping hold of the ball better second half than we did first half. There's a lot more possession from United, although we've just given it back to Leeds there. Here's Lingard into Gomez. Oh, yes. Oh, that would have been a good goal. Gomez in the box, skips past his man, shoots it low and wide. Lingard gives him a tap on the head. Good play there by Gomez. I tell you what, I think there will be a lot of clubs queuing up saying, do you want to put Gomez and Chong out on loan this season? And I think United might be wise to do that. Because how many games are we going to be able to give these lads time? He's offside. Leeds looking to counter there. Half an hour to go. It's 3-0, Manoj, and the game has still got half an hour to go. I think there will be subs in this second half. Yeah, I think we will see Twansebi and Garner come on because you've got to. I think Gomez is far more tidy with the ball than Chong. Chong's a little bit erratic with the ball. A little bit over-eager, I would say. Greetings from Greece, says Chris Coots. Tell you what, I can't wait to go on holiday. I need a holiday. This transfer window's been stress, mate. Free kick, Marcial fouled. Waka waka chum. So that's a free kick. So it's another chance for Pereira to whip across in here. And I'm sure he will. He definitely will. Right, how does Chong play, says Ramses Alkan. As I said with Chong, it's there's a Leeds player injured here. I think as he went past Marcial sort of caught him in the face. Jin Amara Singh says, did Gomez play well? Well, he's only been on the pitch 15 minutes. We've still got half an hour left in the second half. Marcial actually caught him in the face as he went past, inadvertently, and it was a foul he committed. Marcial is not playing well, says Jason Hewitt. I just think we're used to Marcial getting the ball on the left and having a lot more of the space to run into. As a striker, you play with your back to goal a lot more, so it's a different Marcial you're going to see as a striker. But for me, you can only play one person up front, and it would be Rashford at the moment, and with Marcial playing off the left. Tyler Dixon says, I'm watching from Cyprus, Mark. Sunny. Yeah. Give Jones a new contract, says Maloney. Well, he's just had another 5-year one, hasn't he? Right, Bamford's come off for Leeds, so they're pulling players off now. Not literally, that would be disgusting, but you know what I mean. Paul Robinson says, Lingard, you're fired if we can find you. He has been a bit quiet, Jesse. And to be honest with you, Jesse, in pre-season, Lingard's normally really good because he's naturally fit. So he doesn't have to get... It doesn't take him... Well, he's always naturally fit, whereas some players, it takes them a few weeks to get back on it. But he has been a bit quiet, Lingard, in both games, hasn't he, so far? We look sharp on the break, but our patterns of play are still so inconsistent, says Sam. Teams like City and Liverpool would starve us as possession, and we must improve. Yeah, we don't look comfortable on the ball, but that, you know, not everything. Some things are going to take time, aren't they? Oh, here we go. Mr. No Sense of Humour. Sydney Oakson says, your Pink Boots viral video was not a joke. The emotion you put in will hurt Jones for the rest of his career. Well, boo fucking who? I don't really care, mate. Don't really care. I've been called a nonce, all sorts of stuff on social media. Do you think it really defines who I am? Live a little. God, football fan reacts to an emotional moment. I could have... You know, instead of making the mickey out of his boots in a comedic way, where I was quite pissed off, I could have said a lot of nasty stuff about Phil Jones, couldn't I? So actually, yeah, I was a bit pissed off with him missing a penalty, and I chose to focus on his pink boots in a funny way. I could have been a lot worse. Like if you watch some other fans are quite vile about their players. I wouldn't do that. Unless it's Fellaini and he's gone. Would you look at that Leeds sponsored by Unibet, says Energetic180. Cross comes in from Pereira and Leeds clear. To be fair, that Leeds player, Marcial did catch him quite bad because he did have blood. Oh God, defensively, it's like a comedy. It's like that Benny Hill music. Phil Jones and Chris Smalling just running around. Chong's trying to do too much there. Get rid of it. And I think that's the difference between Chong and Gomez. Gomez is tidy, whereas Chong, he just tries to do too much. Kalachi Gaming says Lingard should be sent on a 10-year loan deal. Jones is actually playing well, Francis Devine, I know. Which worries me. I don't want Phil Jones to play well, because if Ollie thinks, oh, he can be the answer to our Harry Maguire problem, he ain't the answer to any problem. Boom! Come on, United, score another goal. Score another goal. 20 minutes into the second half. Chris Smalling can make any United kit look shit, can't he? There's Matic, knackered. Somebody's watching from school. I hope you're on your lunch break, Sling Healy. Shout out to the school crew if you're watching, but you better be on your lunch break, not in lessons. Although, it is the last week of term, isn't it? So, nothing's going on. Right, Lingard's finally got something to do. He's running into space. Terrible! Could have slipped Chong through one-on-one, and a little lazy flick goes to the Leeds player. Doesn't even beat his man. Huddersfield kit thoughts, says Hudson Matthews. I think it's a disgrace. I think it's a disgraceful kit. Offside. Leeds getting caught by the offside trap. Who scored the 3 goals? Says Boniface. Greenwood, Rashford and Phil Jones. It's not a lie. It did happen. Ashley Young. Oh, he's tackled himself. Good old Ashley. Chong. I tell you what, he's trying hard, Chong. Oh, that's a penalty. Chong has earned a penalty. Brilliant play. Absolutely brilliant play by Chong.
Brilliant play by Chong. And who will take it? Marcial. Get ready for 4-0. He don't miss these. He don't miss these. Easy, easy work for Anthony Marcial. 4-0. Marcial from the spot after great work by Chong. He don't miss this. He won't miss this. Go on, Anthony. He'll just stroke. He'll do him with the eyes and stroke it home. I told you. 4-0. Anthony Marcial from the spot. All the work done by Chong, really. Who actually, you know what? He's put a lot of effort into this game at Teeth Chong. I still think he's a little bit of a rough diamond. When it works, he looks fantastic. And he's only going to get better by playing games of football. Mark, surely Bruno Fernandes is worth an extra 10 million just to see him take a penalty in a United shirt. Pure entertainment. Says Peninsula Floating Floors. Stone wall penalty. Good run by Chong. And Marcial, I tell you what, he just don't miss them. He just does not miss those. Fantastic goal by Anthony Marcial. And it's 4-0 to Manchester United. And I've got to go and get a new template because I didn't think we would go above 3. I haven't got a 4-0, so I'm going to have to make a new one. Leeds are getting smashed. I think Leeds are getting tired. But confident performance from Manchester United. A lot of good positives so far. And even Phil Jones has scored a goal. And Marcial's got his goal, albeit from the penalty spot. Be nice to see him get one from open play, I think. But I think Leeds just look like a team that hasn't got a very big squad here. And are just getting a bit tired. I mean, they're playing against the brand new 11 in the second half. So you've got to bear that in mind. But United can only do what they can do. And they're doing it in a very real way. I think United might get a couple more goals, to be honest with you. I don't care what anybody says. I do. I really do. I've gone quiet because I'm changing the score. I didn't think we'd get 4, so I didn't go up to 4. So I'm just having to save another one. Desktop save, desktop save. Chong is raw and promising. Exactly. I think you've took the words out of my mouth. Right, Lingard with a bit of space. That's a better ball to Gomez. Switch. Young. Oh, why didn't you shoot, Young? Should have been 5. Could have been changing the score to 5 very easily there. And but United are Leeds United are all at sea. And Mark, I'm at work at the moment. Were you doing a match and player ratings review? Says Jijar Aramising. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. You're in an excellent mood. Clown theme was epic. Great game, says Boss Euro. Thank you very much. Well, there's nothing to be negative about. Douglas Pimbloat, thanks for the contribution. There's nothing to be negative about, is there? I mean, we've done everything that can be done in a pre-season game. And obviously negative people will say it's only a tired Leeds seed team, and I agree with that. Oh, I agree with you. But what I also would say is, what more can they do in a pre-season game? Do I think this means we're going to fight for the title? No, I don't. Do I think that it means that we're going to win top 4? No, I don't. I still think we need to sign 2 or 3 players. Does it mean that Pogba's going to stay? I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, it's our second pre-season game. We've been entertained. Let's take it that. Robbie Griffiths says that the young players are really exciting. I think this is the first tour, really, where we've seen so many young players being involved so much, and Ollie needs to be commended for that. There was a question mark about Ollie last season talking about the youth but not using it.
But on this tour, he's brought the youth and he's used the youth a lot. Like Mourinho and Van Gaal. Here we go. Oh, Marcial. Nearly in. They didn't really use the youth that much on tour. Pereira got used a bit by both, but you know, you got Chong, Gomez, Greenwood all getting good 45 minutes in both games. So but I think Chong's impressed me because he's still very raw, as we've said. But he's been involved in the game so much, and he does look like physically he's a bit better. I'm in Benidorm and I need to know who scored, says Douglas Pimblott. Greenwood, Rashford, Phil Jones, Anthony Martial penalty. John Sherrill says Diego Dalot has not made the right movement. He's not been in the game at all, has he, Dalot? I don't think either fullback's been in the game much, to be honest with you. Is there going to be an 8 o'clock show? I don't know. It depends how many fan cams we've got and how many we get up, because there could be an overlap. Oh, that's a foul. He's not giving it. He's not bloody giving it. Gomez is a faster matter, says Adarsh. Yeah, he's a better matter as well. There's a pitch invader at the back. Yeah, I can see them. He's trying to get on the pitch and this steward's trying to stop him. In the background. They've got him. There he is in the background. Look, all the yellow people on the pitch invader. He didn't make it to the pitch. He got taken down, says Razu Supreme. He did. He did. Backstretch time. You're right. Who would you start on the left? Anthony Martial or Daniel James, says Superboy Ashley. Oh, it's got to be Martial. I mean, look, it's got to be Martial. And Martial nearly played Lingard in there, but again, just a little bit wasteful, as United have been with that final pass. Congratulations on 500,000 subscribers, Mark. Chong is our future Ruud Gullit, says Kevin B. I don't think he plays anything like Ruud Gullit, to be honest. I remember Ruud Gullit. I know he's got the same sort of hair as Ruud Gullit, but I think he's actually... I just think I don't think we know what Chong is yet, but I think he's got very, very big potential. And again, I would think, should he be going on loan? Should him and Gomez be going on loan? Because are we going to give them enough games? You can see that they're ready to play in games of football against tough teams. And I think that they need to be playing week in, week out. And I don't see, we just had that conversation there, who plays on the left? Marcial or Sanchez or James. Well, where does Chong feature? You know, where does Gomez feature when you've got Lingard, Mata? You've got so many options. So I would be of a mind to get them out on loan. Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. A loan can be a good thing. They need games. Header over the bar from Leeds. Metal Music Review says Jones, Young and Smalling all proving yet again they aren't up to this team. Lingard holding too long. Pereira is looking threatening. Big year for him. Yeah. Yeah. Matic is coming off for Ghana. Matic just doesn't look right, does he? So James Garner's going to get 13 minutes, 17 years of age, number 37 for Manchester United. He's coming into the midfield for 13 minutes. Ideal as well.
Ideal for him because we're comfortably going to win this game. Bit of a quick turnaround for Manchester United, actually, because I don't know when they're getting on the plane to Singapore, but they're playing literally in 3 days' time in a different country. Hullet was amazing. Chongwo is nowhere near, says Calvin Westbrook. I think it was more to do that they have similar hair. There's no comparison in the way they play either. Yeah, hopefully Garner can get a good few touches in this last 10 minutes because I quite like the look of him. I just would like to see more of him involved in the first team. Oh, is Steve Bruce manager of Newcastle now then? Somebody just said. Garner's 18 now, apparently. Well, he's only just 18, isn't he? He's still very young for a midfielder. The team looks fresh, sharp, preparing well, says Joe Stringer. The thing about the second half you've got to consider is that Leeds don't have two teams. They don't have two teams. They have brought some subs on, but I think they've got only 15 players. So they've still got players that were playing in the first half. So it is hard on Leeds when they're, playing against two fresh teams. But United have done all they can do. Why are people obsessing about James Garner's age? The fact is he's not long been 18. Whether it's 4 months or not, he's not long been 18. And the reality is he's 18 then, not 17. It doesn't make a massive amount of difference because there's actually not many, if you go through history, there's not many centre midfielders who are breaking into first teams at 18. You get a lot with attacking players, but not many centre midfielders. I don't think even Gerrard broke through for Liverpool until he was in his early 20s, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Fabregas was quite young for Arsenal, wasn't he? But so 10 minutes to go. And Stephen Bell is right. You can't get carried away. It's just pre-season. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, what I would say about the pre-season aspect of it as well is that we've not really kept the ball that well. And Leeds could have been more clinical. I think 4-0. Does it flatter us? No, because we've took our chances and Leeds didn't. But it's not. It's a pre-season game, like he says. Sebastian Haller signed with West Ham for 45 million. Says Quintessential Clairvoyant. And Leeds are on the attack here. He's overhit that again. The Big Channel says, do you think we need another striker to partner up with Rashford and get the goals flowing? The type of thing we had in the past with Cole and York, etc. If Lukaku goes, I don't think we've got enough with Marcial and Rashford and Sanchez, to be honest with you, and Greenwood. I think you probably do need something else. Metal Music Review says, I'm seeing a tale of two teams having a United's first half team looks a lot more cohesive and dangerous. I see the second half team as a cup team. To be honest with you, I don't see either team as a United team. I don't think that first team's anywhere near. I don't think either of these teams are anywhere near good enough to get fourth place. We've got to make signings. I think there's individual bits of positivity off both halves, and there's a glimpse of how we want to play. But I'm not excited by what I've seen to think this current squad is going to do anything major next season. We still desperately need to be active in the transfer window. And I to be honest, I don't know what anybody else thinks. I personally would have expected a little bit more from people like Jesse Lingard and Anthony Marcial. I think 45 minutes against the tiring Leeds side, you'd expect a little bit more from senior pros like that.
It's the same deadwood causing the same problems, says Paul Robinson. Ultra 67, do you think Steve Bruce will sell as Longstaff? Lingard just shoots wide there. I don't think he really connected with that well. I don't know whether Steve Bruce is the manager of Newcastle yet, for one. And for two, I suppose he has got a good relationship with us. This game I've seen Young trick himself twice, says Kevin Delator. Well, we're into the, well, not quite into the last 5 minutes yet, actually. But what did we beat Perth Glory by? I've forgotten already. Did we beat them 3 or 4-0? Or 2-0? I can't even remember. My mind's... It's pre-season, isn't it? Pereira's done well this half. I think Leeds are tired, but Pereira's just... he's used the ball well. Although he went forward there and then passes it all the way back to where he started his driving run. Phil Jones is in the penalty box. In the right penalty box. He's having a nosebleed. He's trying to get a personality, so we like him. He's trying to stop us signing Harry Maguire. We know your game, Phil. Look at him. He's trying to be Harry Maguire with his driving runs from the back. Stop doing it, Phil. You've been shit for like 4 years. Don't try and start being a decent defender now just because we're playing bloody Leeds in a meaningless game and they're knackered. Trying to be a B-Tech Van Dijk to stop us signing Maguire. Forget it. You've had your chance. You're not having another one. We want Harry. We don't want you. Well, I don't. I don't know about you. Don't be fooled, Ollie. It's all a part of his plan. He's doing it on purpose to try and make you keep him. We don't want that to happen. I tell you what, I mean, I've got a good idea of my first half men of the match. Second half, a lot of people are saying Phil Jones. I wouldn't go that far personally. I think Pereira's done well second half, and I think Chong's done well second half. I just think it's hard in pre-season because you tend to get somebody playing well for about 20 minutes and then they go quiet, and I think that's just because it's pre-season and fitness levels. But Pereira's done very well. I mean, he's got an assist. He's kept driving forward from that midfield. I think Pereira's been good. I think Pereira has been good. Pereira easily, says Strutton. And Mark, unless you buy a top striker, you won't improve, says Zen Macy. Well, I think with what Ollie said about players leaving, there's a chance that could happen. Yeah. Ben Yedder's the only one that I think that we're realistically linked to, though, isn't he? So, I mean, look, there's a deal there to be done with Icardi, isn't there? I mean, you do wonder why United wouldn't think about doing that. Because I think, and the reason I don't think they want to do an Icardi swap is because they want money, and whether that money is going to go towards players or the shareholders, that's the big idea, isn't it? What will happen to that? Leeds on the attack here. Will they get a goal? Some would say they deserve one. I don't. There's still a player down injured. The referee doesn't seem to want to do anything about it. It's Ashley Young. It's Ashley Young. So I mean, that's a good point. We haven't risked. What's his face? Luke Shaw today. So hopefully we'll see Luke Shaw and De Gea, who's ill, back against the Inter Milan on Saturday lunchtime. But all in all, I mean, it's faded out, hasn't it? It's faded out these last few minutes, let's be honest. But all in all, it's been a comfortable win for United. And I think that for Leeds, it would have been a game that they would have liked to have got a performance out of us. They would like to have got a result out of it, but they're not going to. It's not going to happen for you, Leeds. You're going to get beaten 4-0. You ain't got time now to do anything really. I don't know whether I'd agree with what people are saying about this is United's... The second half team was United's weaker team. I'm not 100% sure that is the case, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Forget about it. It don't matter. Joe Stringer says Pogba's attitude was great to see. Hope he's staying. As I said, you could read Pogba's attitude one of two ways. Is that a come and get me performance to Zidane? Or is it I'm happy to stay at Manchester United performance to Ed Woodward and give me a new contract? Whatever happens, I think that Raiola is wanting a payday at United, payday this summer, and that's either Real Madrid signing on fee or new contract at Manchester United, which is a shame really, because that's not the solution I would want from Manchester United. I would want, if Pogba's so flippant that he can be, I want to go to Real Madrid or I'll sign a new contract. Is that the way we want it to be? I mean, I just want, that just feels a little bit mercenary to me. But he did play very, very well first 20 minutes, especially. First 25 minutes, I thought Pogba was fantastic. And then what happened is what normally happens. You hit that wall, don't you, in pre-season, where you just haven't got the legs to just keep playing like that. And that is why pre-season basically runs from the start of July to when the games start in the middle of August. Because, it takes that long for these high-level athletes to get back to the level where they can play intense football for 90 minutes. At the moment, I think most of our players are only playing in bursts of about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. In some cases, like Jesse Lingard, none. I mean, is he actually in there the second half? Hardly noticed him at all. So we're into a stoppage time now. And I think that's basically because of the injuries. And I think... Oh no, we're still playing. I think he's about to blow up. bit of afters there for Ashley Young. I wouldn't put it past Raiola and Pogba to sign new contract, then still has to leave next summer, says Dazu W. That could happen. That could happen, you know. Welcome to Atelier Mansour as well, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Look, thanks everybody who's tuned in today. Really enjoyed the watch along. We are virtually towards the end of it. There is going to be a reaction, of course, because that's what we do. We're always going to do that for you. We'll be getting player ratings, etc. But Leeds have just got a free kick here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel while you are watching. The match reaction stream is the link in the video descriptions. Best players for me, says Eric Joel Mickberg, have been Pogba and Tahith Chong. I don't think many people would argue with that. We will do the match reaction, the man of the match thing shortly. And the referee has blown up for full time. So, look, interesting. Very interesting from Manchester United, that. 4-0 result. Yeah, at times it was very pre-season-esque. It sort of ebbed and flowed. But some good moments from Manchester United. You're not going to get 90 minutes of good performances because that's not what happens in pre-season. But it's another game. It's another win. It's another bit of progress. Transfer you asked for. There's a link in the video description for the match reaction. I'm going to be live doing that in about 60 seconds time. So make sure you've subscribed if you're new, bottom right hand corner. The stream is open for the match reaction. The link is in the video description and I will be across with you there in 60 seconds time. Thanks everyone for watching the watch along. I'll see you on the match reaction in a few seconds. Speak to you all soon.